says there seems to be no reason to meet with Chinese leader Xi Jinping as part of his upcoming trip to South Korea. This after China restricted exports of rare earths needed for American industry. Trump suggesting he's looking at a massive increase of import taxes on Chinese products in response. China, meanwhile, has just slapped added port fees on arriving U.S. vessels in response to U.S. plans to do the same to them.
The news has unsettled markets. The Dow is down more than 500 points. Now to the Middle East. CBS's Haley Ott reports the Gaza ceasefire is holding as the first phase of the peace plan plays out.
That 72-hour clock has started for Hamas to release the hostages. So we could see that happen anytime in the next 3 days. President Trump said he was expecting to see them released early next week, but it could be sooner than that. The Red Cross, which has facilitated previous hostage releases, says it has begun its preparations. So we know that work is already underway.
National Guard troops today began patrolling in Memphis for the first time. Tennessee Democratic Congressman Steve Cohen says it's not a good look.
Our country was not based on having military control of civilians. And even though the state guard is still the military, and we don't need them here.
The Memphis police chief says the Guard will help direct traffic and have a presence in retail areas. CBS's Ian Lee is at an ICE facility outside Chicago where Guard troops were spotted yesterday.
We have about a little over 100 protesters on the east side of this ICE detention facility. They are protesting loud. There has been some scuffles with the Illinois State Police. I witnessed some arrests. Tensions are a bit high right now.
Billionaire tech investor Peter Thiel has warned of the destruction of this country in a private lecture series, as we hear from CBS's Michael Wallace.
The Washington Post obtained recordings of Thiel's lectures. He said government oversight and proposed limits on Silicon Valley not only hinder business, but threaten to usher in the destruction of the U.S. and an era of global totalitarian rule. He called critics of technology and capitalism, like Swedish environmental activist Greta Thunberg, legionnaires of the Antichrist. The Post says Thiel's effort to cast the fight against regulation as a religious battle could intensify the tech industry's crusade.
First Lady Melania Trump says 8 Ukrainian children have been reunited with their families after ongoing talks with Russia's President Vladimir Putin. Wall Street, the Dow is down more than 500 points. The S&P down 100. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We've got all the Mariners mojo. Luke Ducey joins us live in just a moment. But first, as we always do, KIRO News Radio traffic. And let me tell you, we are recovering so much better from a very tough morning commute. Tacoma to Federal Way is 32 minutes. It used to be about an hour because of a massive collision earlier, a fatality investigation. That's since been cleared. The roadway's reopened, but still 32 minutes. Tacoma to Federal Way. Federal Way to Seattle is 51 minutes. You've got some slowing off and on all the way up from Federal Way to Tukwila. You get a break from Tukwila to about Boeing Field, and then things get slow into downtown Seattle. The North End drive into downtown is a lot better. Linwood to Seattle is only 25 minutes. I'm seeing a lot of green on the map. Renton to Bellevue on 405 northbound, that's just 26 minutes. And Bothell to Bellevue is 23 minutes on 405 southbound. The lake bridges are pretty clear except for the merge with I-5. And so keep it up, keep improving this morning's traffic. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Jillian Raftery. It is game day. Game 5 of the American League Divisional Series. I'm joined live by reporter Luke Ducey from T-Mobile Park.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Yeah, I'm standing on the warning track inside the park, actually, right in front of the Mariners dugout. The lights are on, and the ground crews are working on the infield. And I'll tell you what, T-Mobile looks like a baseball cathedral right now. The choir of Mariners fans will certainly show up later tonight for first pitch. That's scheduled for 5:08 this evening. Hey, Sound Transit is running extra trains tonight. Look at their schedule if you want to catch one of those and not have to drive to the park. Resale tickets are still available online. Parking up to $95 in the private lots nearest the stadium right now. It is Game 5, do or die. George Kirby takes the mound for the Mariners. There is a buzz certainly in Seattle going on, and it'll last through the night. Live inside T-Mobile Park, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Luke. And if anyone hasn't checked out his X channel, he's got some fun stuff from coverage this morning. It's a packed sports night as well, with Kraken dropping the puck at 7. Across the street, the Seattle Reign soccer team hit the pitch at Lumen Field tonight at 7:30 against Bay FC. The Washington Huskies kick off at 6 o'clock on Montlake against Rutgers. Tomorrow, the Sounders play their final home match of the season, hosting Real Salt Lake at 6:30 p.m. at Lumen Field. Everett is making its Route 12 bus route free for 6 months. The Herald reports it's to help people affected by the closure of the Fred Meyer on Casino Road. Route 12 runs between the Seaway Transit Center near Boeing and the Everett Mall, where there's a Trader Joe's and a Walmart. Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. It is going to be relatively chilly today. Just 60 degrees, partly cloudy with chances for scattered showers throughout the day, especially later. Tomorrow, rain at times and very cloudy and gray, high of 58 degrees. It's 55 degrees in downtown Seattle right now. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Oh yeah, it's Fresh Fridays here on the Gee and Ursula Show. October 10th. This is it. Today is the day. It's going to happen. The Mariners are going to finally make it. I know it. I can feel it in my heart, in my soul. Appreciate you for listening to the Gee and Ursula Show. If you're new to the show, where you been? And thank you for being here today. And if you always come up and pull up to the show, always appreciate you. Nick is here. Good morning to you, Nick.
Good morning.
How you feeling today, my boy?
Today, you can just feel it in the air. It's going to be a special day.
Yes. Chef, did you cook up a good show, man?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff.
All right, we got a lot of good stuff. And we got a lot of guests that's going to be coming on the show. I mean, a lot of guests. Here's what's happening. Coming up at 10 o'clock, Mike Salk from Seattle Sports. He's going to come on. We're going to talk about the Mariners. He's been talking about the Mariners all year. We're going to get his vantage point of what he thinks about this team. At 9:47, a Detroit Tigers superfan is going to come on the show for a little bit. And this superfan is somebody that I grew up with. We went to military school together, so he joins us at 9:47. And then Sully, he pulls up to talk about the weekend traffic and everything that you need to know this weekend, starting tonight with traffic. Oh, let's get to it. Top stories of the day brought to you by Bath Fitter Northwest.
It is do or die, win or go home time. We are just 8 hours away from the first pitch of Game 5 of the American League Divisional Series right here at T-Mobile Park. Mariners, Tigers.
Yeah.
It's all on the line, G.
Come on, it's all on the line, man. It's going to be an action-packed weekend. You know, you got the Kraken, you got the Rain, you got the, I'm talking about the soccer team. You got the Rain, you got the Mariners, you got the Huskies, and you got the Seahawks on Sunday. Hey, we could be talking about a great weekend. I think that we're going to be talking about a great weekend. But first, I just want to say on this whole Mariners thing, hey, Nick, as much as I love to talk about the double, as much as I love to talk about the 95 slide and Niehaus, Dave Niehaus on the call, listen, it is time right now, Nick, it's time for us to establish something new. It's like being with a new significant other, and you guys have a great Friday night, and all of a sudden she says, oh, tonight was so great, but let me just tell you, about 30 years ago when I was with Charlie, I don't want to hear nothing about Charlie, and I don't want to know nothing about your ex. It is time for us to make our new moments.
I think the rest of the Mariner fan base couldn't agree more with you. We are tired of being the fans that are always in the basement and relishing in the past 20, 30 years ago about winning an ALDS. Well, it's time right now to do it again and possibly go further. So I think we thought the Magic ride started last week, and that was going to be the best weekend in Seattle sports. Just wait.
Nick, how old were you in 1995?
I was about 6 months old when Edgar hit the double. I was just being born in the middle of their season. So I don't even remember that season.
See, it's like when your dad tells you stories like, back in my day, a candy bar was a nickel. And you're like, well, Dad, I don't really care because it costs $8 today.
Well, that's how we all sound right now. And tonight is time to make new memories. And tonight, all right, before we go, Chef, Nick, You, text line, 888-973-5476. Here is your chance to call it right now. 30 years from now, 40 years from now, tonight, we're going to be talking about how does this sound, who is the person, and what happens that makes the magic happen tonight. I'll start. Julio is the superhero tonight, and he helps propel this team on to go and play against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Gee, I can't make any predictions.
Oh,
I am nervous. Like, I feel like I have been inviting girls to the prom for the past 30 years. And every single year, they've been like, nah, you? No. Nah. 30 years in a row, I've been getting denied a date to the prom.
Yeah.
And this year, like, there's a girl, she's showing some interest.
Yeah.
Like, I might get a yes.
Yeah.
But somebody else is asking her too, and I don't know which way she's going to go.
Yeah.
And I might just get my heart stomped on all over again.
Okay, Chef, stop right there. Nick, can you feel that? And you all listening, is there a part of you that is scared to go all in and be committed to tonight? Like you're trying because you don't want to get your heart broken. Is that it? Or are you all in? I'm all in on this.
I'm going to be all in on this. I'm already past the point where disappointment is ahead. I don't even see that right now. I'm not even thinking about that.
I know.
I'm just thinking about tonight winning, because that's what baseball is. You know, it's a game of failure, and more often than not, you're going to see failures rather than successes. But this is the time where we have a chance.
You're not committed, Chef?
I don't know if I'll be able to watch the whole thing. Like, physically, I won't be able to sit down.
Yeah.
I will be pacing around the house, listening on the radio. Might take the dog for an extremely long walk this evening.
Mm-hmm.
And if they get down a couple runs, I might just have to like tune out for an inning and then tune back in. And it's gonna be a roller coaster.
All right, Chef. What else next? What you got?
All right, Sound Transit is considering a 1% property tax increase to help plug a $20 to $30 billion budget shortfall and keep all the light rail projects on track. By the way, you're not going to get a vote on this. In an August 28th update, Sound Transit revealed the entire ST3 program is now about 20 to 25% more expensive than was planned for, which means about $22 to $30 billion more once inflation and timelines are applied. So King 5 News reports at a hearing yesterday, ST staff proposed a 1% increase, and I should clarify, that increase would be 1% of Sound Transit's share of property taxes, not a 1% increase on the total. So it pencils out to a couple extra bucks a year for most homeowners, and ST was given the authority to approve those increases under the 2016 ballot measure. But because of the budget crunch, ST is looking to slow down or shrink some of the stuff like Ballard Link, the second downtown tunnel, pushing out the extensions to West Seattle, Everett, Tacoma Dome. And gee, I ran the numbers this morning.
Okay.
Voters approved $76.7 billion in funding for ST 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
But the current projected total Sound Transit expenditures through 2046 is now $148.2 billion when all the cost overruns, inflation increases, debt service, operations, and maintenance are included.
Yeah. Hearing you say this news right here is this whole tax hike is almost like the patching of that leak in the roof. Sure, it's going to cost you today, but you got to do it. We all have to do. We have no choice, because if it doesn't happen, the whole house will collapse in years to come. The question is this right there. It isn't whether or not we need to train. We already know we need all this work done. We need a train. We need Sound Transit. Seattle needs transit. No question about it. But the real question is one thing that everybody's asking. When is it going to come to the point where Sound Transit can finally prove that they can manage dollars with some discipline? When is that going to happen? Because I swear, I asked you, Chef, and we didn't get time to do it. How many times have we, this is no exaggeration, how many times have you guys heard the news and you've heard, oh, Sound Transit, oh, okay, they're, they predicted this, but they're actually short. Like, we are constantly hearing that news. And so the thing is that a lot of us, we have, let me speak for myself, we have trust that is just straight broken. It's broken. I mean, and it's hard to rebuild that trust. It's harder to build that trust than it is to rebuild and build a rail line. It's every single day, like the accountability, the rides that everybody needs to take. And I say not rides on Sound Transit, but rides on this roller coaster of emotion of constantly being and hearing about a new tax. That's the part that is hard. Again, it has to happen. It's not like anybody can say no. It was voted on. It's got to happen. But, man, I really just hope at some point they just get it right.
Yeah. All right. Seattle city workers, or at least some of them, are getting a break on how many days they're required to be in the office. So there's a new settlement agreement with Protect 17. That's the city's largest union. And it explicitly allows some employees to fulfill their in-office work requirements in 2 days a week instead of 3. So here's why. The city's contract with the union defines an in-office shift as just 4 hours of work. So the new agreement allows employees to stack those 2 4-hour shifts together into one 8-hour day, which will turn a 3-day requirement into 2. I should note this option is only available to employees in roles where remote work is allowed. It's case by case with manager sign-off.
I want everybody to go back to work. Yeah, I said it. I am tired of having this discussion. Now, if things weren't slowing down or anything like that, then okay, cool. But I'm sorry. I already feel like there's this slowness when it comes to government anyways. And I'm sorry, when you're paid by the people, you belong inside the halls of City Hall. The constituents, people here need to know that people are working the hardest for them. And miss me with the, well, gee, when I work from home, I work harder. Miss me with that. Loads of laundry gets done. A trip to the dry cleaners get done. A massage appointment gets done. A hair appointment gets done. I'm sorry. I am looking forward to the day that city leaders, city, county government puts their foot down and says, we are going to bring you back. Period. I'm tired of hearing we'll bring you back soon, or we're going to be starting to maybe look at more days. When I hear soon, I think weak language when I hear that. I don't want to hear about hybrid policies. I don't want to hear about anything but boots on the ground, sleeves rolled up, lights on in the office, and you getting there. I'm tired of pussyfooting around. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that. I'm tired of messing around with this topic. 2 days a week, that is not enough. Get to work. And I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. And the crazy part, this is what kills me. This is what kills me in city and county government. It be the supervisors. It be the supervisors that are doing this and hardly working. And I'm sorry. Again, I know people personally that do this work from home stuff. You're not working. And I know I sound harsh right now. I'm sorry. But who has to pay the tab when things don't get done? It's us. Oh, there's been a decrease in this. I'm sorry, y'all. But I want people to get back to work. Flexibility, sure. But I want jobs getting done. 2 days a week is not enough, Chef.
Yeah, I mean, I'll couch what you say. Some people do get a lot done at home. But it is undeniable that some people working from home don't do as much because there's not as much oversight. I would be one of those people if I was home every day, right? Like, okay, what's on fire? I'll put that out and then I'm back to laundry or whatever. But this is also a failure of city government leadership. In this case, it would be Bruce Harrell agreeing with this contract, but also past mayors who don't want to fight with the union in public because it makes them look bad. And so they'll sign on to a contract that grants egregious things like a shift being defined as 4 hours of work. And now they can work 2 days in the office. You do not, this is what I feel like a lot of these employees don't understand. They do not work for the government. They work for the public. It is a public service position. You are in a customer service position to the public. In the optics of saying, hey, a lot of those people, they don't need to be available to you or accountable to anyone 3 days a week is pretty ridiculous.
Well, before we move on, and Chef, that's a very great point. Because every time we have this conversation, people text me and they say things like, not everybody does that. Okay. All right. Let me just put out a scenario. Question. Let's just say you work from home. You work from home and you need to go and see family. You live in Seattle. You need to go to New York to go see family. Now, you don't get off technically until 5 p.m. on Friday, right? So you get off at 5 p.m. on Friday, but you know that if you left and got to the airport, if you got off at 5, you work from home. If you did that, you wouldn't have to you would have to take a late flight to get out there. And then to go out there, you basically essentially miss a whole Friday and you only get Saturday. Here's my question to all of you. That person that works from home, do they take a PTO day for that Friday so they can leave early? Or do they kind of turn the computer on or early in the morning time and then skirt out? My biggest problem with work from home is the fact that most get to take advantage of not having to take a PTO when the person that has to go to work, the person that is in the trenches, the parks department, all of them you have to take PTO. So what ends up happening is you got a whole bunch of people that work from home that has a gang of PTO stacked up. And the people in the trenches don't get that same liberty. Oh, I know you're going to tell me not everybody takes the Stop it. Stop it. You have been on vacation before. You've got that friend. You've got that loved one that's got their computer up and they're on vacation. Let's not act like we don't know this. Stop. This is my problem. So I'm sorry. This whole 2 days a week for city and county government, they work for us. And I'll die on this hill. Get back to work.
Amen, G. Amen.
Oh, I didn't know where it was going. I didn't mean to go on a tangent like that, but then everybody texted, oh, what are you talking about? I take that PTO. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. All right. Hey, coming up at 9:47, we have a Detroit Tiger superfan that's going to show up and it's going to be here. But up next, you need to know about weekend traffic that's coming up. Who better to do that than Sully? He comes in next. Gee Ursula.
That sensation we're all feeling right now?
It's the playoffs, man.
That's playoff fever.
They're good. They're going to win at home, and then we all won.
Yes. They're the talk of the town.
So excited I can hardly stand it.
KIRO Newsradio has all the Mariners buzz.
Some of us even ate dirt. Some of us did. To sway the outcome.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games.
A winning solution. Hearing Rick call
You're gonna want to hear
home run. You talk about a no-doubter.
Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
Has it been hot in your house this summer? Maybe worried about the cold coming in this fall and into the winter? Might be because your insulation's just not up to snuff. That was my problem, Mike Salk here, and that's why I called Crawl Pros. They came out, they did a corner-to-corner inspection of my crawl space and attic, and they fixed that problem once and for all. If your home has any damaged insulation or no insulation in the attic or crawl space, you're bleeding money every month to heat and cool your home, but you don't have to. And even better, if you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% of the cost to properly insulate your crawl space and attic. Yeah, 95%, but you got to act now. Many of these rebates are ending at the end of this year, including the federal incentives. Let Crawl Pros come out and properly insulate your home before the cooler fall weather comes in. If you're worried about critters, mold, water damage, insulation, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Drive with purpose this October at Kia of Everett, where every car you buy helps fuel the fight against breast cancer. For every new Kia we sell, we're donating to local breast cancer research and support programs. Join us in making a difference and get unbeatable deals on the full Kia lineup. From the all-electric EV6 to the family-ready Telluride, visit us at Kia of Everett and KiaofEverett.com.
The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto-pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Buy more, save more at Dania Furniture. For a limited time, save $200 instantly for every $800 you spend in our showroom. It's the perfect way to complete your look for less or splurge on your dream piece for your living room, dining room, outdoor space, home office, or bedroom. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at DaniaFurniture.com.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Brad's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where batteries are as low as $89.99. Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Brad is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. We're seeing the Middle East peace deal in action. Tens of thousands of people in Gaza are walking back to what's left of their homes. Israeli troops are withdrawing to agreed-upon deployment lines. Here's CBS's Robert Berger in Jerusalem.
We're supposed to see 20 living hostages come back. There's great anticipation here, and there's optimism, really, for the first time that this is actually going to happen. So it's a huge collective sigh of relief for the entire country. I mean, the hostage issue has just overshadowed life here since the war began 2 years ago.
The federal government shutdown is now on day 10, and now senators have left Washington until next week. House Speaker Republican Mike Johnson.
We're not in a good mood here in the Capitol. It's a somber day. Today marks the first day federal workers across America will receive a partial paycheck thanks to Democrats' obstruction to the system here.
Minority Leader Democrat Hakeem Jeffries.
The American people are sick and tired of the chaos, crisis, and confusion that has been visited upon the country by Donald Trump and Republican complete control of Congress.
Meanwhile, Washington's WIC program gets a reprieve.
Last week, the state said the WIC program, which helps low-income families with formula, breastfeeding support, and healthy food, was about to run out of money because of the government shutdown. But now the state health department says it has secured funding from the USDA to keep the food benefits program going through the end of October. This program serves more than 200,000 people in Washington. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Mariners game day. The big question will be, can the Mariners overcome Wednesday's heartbreaking loss against the Tigers to keep their playoff run alive? We will have all the action starting with first pitch at 5:08 p.m. Listen to our sister station 710 Sports. Now for KIRO News Radio traffic. We're looking so much better all across the map. Tacoma to Federal Way is 29 minutes. Compare that to over an hour in our morning commute because of a fatal collision there. Federal Way to Seattle, 44 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, 26 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, 25 minutes. Bothell to Bellevue, just 23 minutes at this point. We did have one collision, but that cleared, and we are looking to be pretty calm for the rest of the mid-morning commute. Traffic report brought to you by Harnish Auto Family. We are Harnish Auto Family, and this month we've partnered with Mobile Mammo Northwest. For every test drive you take, we'll make a donation on your behalf. Harnish Auto Family. People matter. Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. It's going to stay gray today with a high just of 60 degrees and chances for showers in the afternoon. More chances tomorrow with a high of 58. 55 degrees in downtown Seattle right now. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I'm their conduit, and I'm glad to do it.
It is the Gee Ursula Show coming up at 9:47. Detroit Tigers superfan is going to be on the show, and he just so happens to be somebody that I grew up with, went to school with, and he'll join us because we got a bet going on. Right now, joining us is the man who saves me all the time and maybe saves you when it comes to traffic. Good morning to you, Sully.
Morning, G. How'd I save you this morning,
man, you saved me this morning. I get ready to leave my house, and I get a text message from you saying, hey, just want you to know that there is a real big backup. First, let me just say this. Come to find out that there was a fatality. My heart and prayer so seriously goes out to the family of that and their loved ones. I want to say that. You told me there was a backup. You was like, hey, and I'm like, okay, well, what about this? You're like, okay, go ahead and do it. Man, you saved me.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I knew right away this was going to be a problem, especially even for you leaving as early as you did. So, it was a pretty rough morning. With a motorcycle rider losing his life this morning, his or her life, don't know a lot of details, but it was pretty nasty this morning.
Well, Sully, I told you every Friday I want you to come in. Hopefully, when Ursula gets back, she wants to continue with this tradition because I think it is important. Because what ends up happening is you guys do these traffic reports maybe on SMN, Seattle's Morning News, and then on Thursday. And then some of us don't get it. And so after that, I said, from here on out, we need to know what's up for the weekend.
All right, so we've got a couple of big things going on this weekend. The first one starts tonight around midnight. We're going to Revive I-5 is back. So that means we're going to have, this time in the southbound direction of I-5 across the Ship Canal Bridge, only 2 lanes are going to be open. So we're losing half of our capacity on southbound I-5 from about the U District, from about 50th all the way down to 520. That's going to start happening right after the Husky traffic leaves Husky Stadium, because they have a later game tonight. And so from about midnight tonight through about 4 or 5 a.m. Monday morning, we're going to be down to 2 lanes in the southbound direction across the Ship Canal Bridge. Express lanes will stay open southbound to help you through that, but that means no switchover. So if you're used to using them northbound during the weekend, you can't. The other issue is a big one. It's a full closure of 405 southbound between basically Coal Creek Parkway and the north end of Renton. So right there through the VMAC area to about 30th, halfway down the hill or to the top of the hill. They're continuing to work on the widening project. That's going to be about 10 o'clock tonight to 5 a.m. Monday morning. Again, whenever we've seen these in the past, and they've done these quite frequently, when we shut down the entire freeway, it's a big problem. I mean, it's going to be a huge problem for people throughout the weekend, and what it's really going to do is it puts all the people on Coal Creek Parkway, which can't handle it. It's a small road, and all the people who would normally be on 405 are on that. So that's going to be very difficult. We've also got some work up at I-90 and Highway 18, nothing super significant, but just to keep in mind. But those are our biggies, southbound 405 and southbound 5 starting tonight for the full weekend.
Now, you said starting tonight, one of the things that I think that this is correct, I am so grateful of, they're going to wait until everything clears out, right? You got the Mariners, you got the Huskies. Talk about that.
Well, they're not going to do that for 405. 405 is probably going to start, we're going to start seeing the lane closures before 10, and by 10, that whole thing is going to be done. So say, for instance, you're at the Husky game, which will probably let out at about what's games? About 10:30-ish, something like that. If you're going southbound to Renton, you're going to have to take I-5 because you won't be able to go south from 10 o'clock on. So you might find yourself driving into the Ship Canal Bridge closure. That's why they're waiting on the Ship Canal till about midnight. So people who might go that way can use I-5 before they start closing those lanes. Mariners shouldn't be impacted by this too much, except for all the people. I mean, it's southbound, and you're already into downtown by that point. People going home shouldn't have to worry about that coming out of Soto.
How about during the day? Anything that we should know about during the day? No,
just a little bit of weather today. Once we provided people stop running into each other, we should be good. A lot of volume heading into downtown today. Certainly, I think a lot of people are just going downtown whether they have tickets or not to the Mariners, just to kind of be in the vibe and hang out. I know some people, let's see, we'll call her Amanda F. No, that's too. How about M Factor? Might be going downtown and then scrolling, see if she can find a cheap ticket late, and then jump over from a bar and get it, or whatever. And I know some people who are doing that.
Yeah, some people doing that, huh?
Yeah,
just hang around.
Yeah, hang around, and the tickets probably drop a little bit.
I gotta say, I looked at the ticket prices.
They're not bad right now.
They're not bad, right? So if you have an opportunity, and I think they're not bad because there's a lot of people that maybe thought that they were going to be so expensive, so you kind of stay back. But I would get on there. If you guys want to go to the game tonight, I would go and check. They're not bad at all.
I just saw a couple for like $250 up in the upper deck. Not too bad. Matter of fact, there are 2 suites available. By the way, I went and just checked that. If you want to rent the suite, you could do that. But the problem is it comes with a down payment and a commitment for a suite for next season. That might be a little expensive. If you're thinking about pulling your money at the last minute. But there are 2 of them available, I think, up the left field line. And parking actually isn't too bad. On Spot Hero right now, I found a couple of lots. Even the Lumen lot this morning was available right next door for only $50. And, you can buy that in advance, go right in, get your spot, and not worry about it. So definitely a little bit more accessible than Game 1 and 2, certainly. So, just expect a lot of people coming down on the light rail train. They're running Sounder service now, which is a good way to do it to get to and from. So, most of the traffic shouldn't be in the way today.
Thanks, Sully. Appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. Hey, coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, a Detroit Tigers superfan is going to join the show, and yes, He's somebody I grew up with. We went to military school together, and he and I have a wager on the game. I'll tell you also, this is the same guy that I sent that text at 1:41, sending him my Venmo to pay me, and it didn't work out for the Mariners. So, hey, he joins us next. Gee and Ursula.
The John Curley Show.
And the reason I love autumn the most, and I guess that's why I love to grow pumpkins.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
Is because it's nature telling you summer is over and soon it will be dark and it will be cold and there will be no light. And just before, nature says, here's a prize for you because we know you're going to go into hibernation. So here's orange and yellow and fiery colors everywhere. So this is our final gift to you.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Out at the Wilcox family farm, our hens roam freely on fresh green pasture. But that means predators like coyotes and eagles are always nearby. That's where our team of Great Pyrenees help out. These gentle giants were born to protect, and they become a part of our family, raised alongside the chickens from puppyhood. Our hens are raised humanely, our practices are organic, and our promise is simple: fresh eggs straight from our farm to your table. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Wellness. How do you practice it easily every day? At Olympic Hot Tub, we have more ways to achieve total wellness at home than ever before. Immerse yourself and let jets melt stress away in a saltwater hot spring spa. Swim in the privacy of your own backyard in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to cozy warmth and detox in an amazing Tilo sauna. Then awaken your mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Better you, better life.
Crooked teeth may embarrass kids whose families can't afford braces. And trying to fix their teeth themselves can make things worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. For children and teens who qualify and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, treatment can be life-changing and help them smile with confidence. Learn more at aaoinfo.org.
Announcing the Royal Corgis.
What have you done?
I wired pounds to London to buy Royal Corgis.
You went to the bank to wire money for Royal Corgis?
That means yes.
You are so dumb. Banks are slow and they hide all kinds of fees in transfers.
Those mutts.
If you want to send money overseas, use Wise. It's faster and never hides fees. Oh, they're fighting, just like the real royal family.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart, get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
145 over 92.
180 over 111.
182 over 100. And I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest. And then a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life.
A lot of people don't understand, including myself. I didn't, now I do, the impact of having a stroke.
My memory is shot.
When I woke up, I couldn't speak.
Lowering your high blood pressure could save you from a heart attack or stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
It's a new life, but I'm going to make it better. I'm coming back. Ask your doctor, check your blood pressure.
Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things will change after October 20th, and some things won't. If you ride without a Good to Go account, you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. Having Good to Go means it'll cost less than pay by mail. Not a change. Carpoolers will need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. A Good to Go pass saves you $2 on every toll. No change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks Monday Night Football game on October 20th. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, October 7th through October 13th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
It is Gee Ursula Show coming up at 10 o'clock. Mike Salk, he's going to join us from Seattle Sports Station. As you all know, he has been covering Mariners all season. He's been covering Mariners forever. So can't wait to sit him down and talk to him as well. Well, we are less than 8 hours away from the first pitch. Game 5 of the American League Division Series. The Mariners have a lot on the line. The Tigers have a lot on the line. And so do I. So there's this $100 and an embarrassing social media video at stake for me. Let's talk to the man that I have a bet with. Detroit Tigers superfan, my good friend Deshaun Wolf joins us now. Sean, what's up, man?
What up, my brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. And just make sure there's no swearing on the show, just to give you a little hot take. Hey, real quick, let's get into it. So I told everybody, Sean, that you and I had this bet before the series. And the bet was that if I win, right, you send me $100, you wear a Mariners hat, Mariners T-shirt, and you get online and you tell everybody go Mariners, and vice versa. Well, the first games, 1, 2, and 3, you and I didn't say a word towards each other. We're not one thing. And then on game 4, when the Mariners were up 3-0, and I was feeling real confident, I sent you a text with my Venmo, basically, and then 6 or 7 minutes later, it turned. What's your thoughts now? What do you think that is going to happen tonight in Game 5?
Well, we have our ace on the mound, so I'm hoping good things. I'm hoping he give us a good 9-10 strikeouts. I'd take that. You know, it's not going to be a no-hitter. But, you know, I hope we prevail. And, you know, I'll be happy with 1-0.
Okay, 1-0. Now, I got a question for you, because a lot of us we watched the game when the Mariners were out there for 2 games, and something really stands out. Something is different with our stadium and your stadium. And maybe you know a little bit about this. Why are there so many empty seats in Detroit?
You know what? I can't even answer that.
I mean, wait.
You leave me speechless. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why we have empty seats, my brother.
I mean, every time you look at it, you look at the TV, and you're like, oh my goodness, there's nobody.
Well, it could be people went up to the concession stand, got something to drink. It can be things like that.
Now, Sean, Are you going to stay with that? Are you going to stay with the concession stands? Because do they ever come back?
Anything. People probably didn't make it to their seats in time. You know, we got to think about all of the avenues.
Hey, Sean, I think what G is saying, because we all watched the TV in Game 4, and half the seats behind home plate, they're empty. They bring you food down there. All the upper deck, half empty the whole game. And I think what we're trying to say is you Detroit fans don't deserve it. Because when you look at T-Mobile tonight, you are going to see that place packed. It is going to be loud. It is going to be intense. And, you know, I think we just want it more.
No. Y'all the higher seed, but y'all don't need it. No, y'all don't deserve it more.
Okay,
We're more of the grinders. You know, we're grinding.
Okay.
See, we're Motor City. We grind to the win.
We're joined here by Deshaun Wolf.
We put our backbone into this.
He's a Detroit Tiger super fan. Well, first, are you at all nervous about this game? If yes or no,
yes, I am.
Why? And tell us why. Tell us why you're nervous.
Well, Seattle, I can't knock y'all. Y'all didn't make it this far for nothing. You know, y'all got a nice, decent squad.
Mm-hmm.
Middle of the lineup is pretty good. So, I don't know. It's going to be a very good game. I'm a little nervous because y'all I'll give us about a 70-30.
70-30. Now, I want to ask this. This is truth. It's been tough being a Detroit fan lately, especially of the Tigers, right? Because you guys, it's been a long time since you won anything.
I mean, you do have to throw that in there, you know?
I mean, you could throw it back, but
in the past, man, you know, let's stick with the present.
Sean, I don't know what G's trying to say because I believe that the Tigers have appeared 11 times in the World Series. They've won it 4 times. The last time they were in this series was 2012. And let's see, as a Mariners fan, when was the last time we were in the...
Don't help them out.
When we were in the World Series?
When was the last time the Mariners won the World Series?
We've never been, man.
Well, see, there you go.
Why would you give him ammunition?
See, y'all coming at us like that. Y'all ain't never been there, so, you know.
Exactly. We deserve it more. Hey, Sean, I got to ask you, how long have you known G for?
Oh, my God. 7th grade.
7th grade. Okay, when you were coming up with G, what did you think he would do with his life? Did you ever see him being a radio host?
And you know the crazy thing about that? We did have a radio station at our school, right? And at the end of my book, people would thought that I would be the DJ, and he ended up being one.
What? You were a DJ?
No, it wasn't like it was just because of the way I moved. You know what I'm saying? And I thought my personality probably would have. People thought my personality would have took me there. Then they ended up taking G there. One thing about G, he always grabbed the crowd. So that's off rip. He always, and that has been ever since I've known him.
Well, hey, I appreciate those kind words, Sean. Yeah, thank you. And before you go. One of the things that I just said a few days ago, we were talking about, somehow on our topics, we were talking about detention and new ways to go about detention and everything like that. And so I told them, would you believe that when I was in school, I never got in trouble or in detention? Now, there were people that text in and I was like, yeah, right. And people were kind of shocked. This is your opportunity. You can tell the people right now. Can you remember a time that I got detention or any kind of trouble?
No, sir. Listen here, my brother. That was my job.
Man, I'm disappointed because we had Sergeant Satterfield on yesterday from Diesel Military School.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to get dirt.
I haven't heard that name in years.
I was trying to get some dirt out of him yesterday. Got nothing. I got nothing out of you today. You ain't got nothing on your boy you can share with all of Seattle?
Can I tell you something?
Uh-huh.
You know how Mr. Barack Obama, ex-president, came into the picture out of with a clean record?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There you go.
Deshaun Wolf.
All right.
Hey, man, love you, brother. And we'll talk soon, man. And go Mariners.
Oh, no, go Detroit, man. God bless you. Love you too, my brother.
All right, man. Take care. Hey, coming up next year on the show, Mike Salk to come in and talk about those Mariners. I know we're talking a lot of Mariners, but we got to do it. We'll do it next. Gee Ursula.
As things escalate in Portland,
It looks like a war zone.
Seattle's Morning News speaks with Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown.
We've been preparing for this sort of thing from the beginning.
Live in studio.
How does your office game plan if the president were to say today, Seattle, you're next?
It's not lawful to do it in the way that the presidents do it. That is why multiple judges across the country have found it unlawful, including judges appointed by the president himself.
See the full conversation on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube page.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
We are
Subaru of Puyallup.
We're stress-free.
Stress-free. Estamos libre de estrés.
We're almost 100 employees strong. We make sure the sales process is smooth.
We have video car walkthroughs.
We have stress-free pricing.
We value our customers and we value their experience.
We're like a family here.
We love our community
And support local charities. We are
Subaru of Puyallup, your
stress-free
dealership.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gordon Christensen, and if you're a dentist as I am, or you know a dentist, please take a moment to listen. When I became a dentist, I learned how quickly poor oral health can lead to other serious health problems. And for people without access to care, these problems can spiral very quickly. I wanted to help, but I wasn't sure how I could until I joined Dental Lifeline Network. It's a nonprofit that has helped us literally change the lives of people in our communities. DLN asks dentists to volunteer to see just one of the many patients in need in your area. It's very simple. DLN screens those in need and coordinates an initial appointment that takes place in the comfort of the dentist's own office and on their schedule. Right now, there's a wait list for patients in need in your community. I'm asking fellow dentists who will join me in seeing one patient per year.
Learn more about Dental Lifeline Network at willyouseeone.org. That's willyouseeone.org.
You can count on the Seattle Times for trusted local news and information. The Seattle Times is one of the few independent, locally owned news organizations in the country right here in the Pacific Northwest. Take a closer look with the Seattle Times. Dig into investigative journalism that holds those in power accountable. Discover a new perspective. Gain a deeper understanding. Learn something new about where we live. Subscribe today and don't miss a beat at seattletimes.com/subscribe.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Hey, it's Brock Heward. My family did it, and it saved us thousands. You got to do it. Take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It's free. See how much First Mark can save you and how much better coverage you can get. They work for you. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. The White House says substantial firings have begun as threatened. It comes on day 10 of the government shutdown, the first day many federal workers saw just a partial paycheck. Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries.
Republicans have voted for a partisan spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people and threatens to raise the cost of living.
Top Senate Republican John Thune.
Because we just needed 5 more votes, 5 more Democrat votes that the Democrats wouldn't give us yesterday, the American people are going to miss a lot more and feel a lot more pain and miss a lot more paychecks in the very near future.
Well, China has restricted exports of rare earth materials needed for U.S. industry. President Trump says he's now looking at a massive increase of import taxes on Chinese goods and might not meet with President Xi in South Korea. In other economic news, oil prices are tumbling. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Because crude oil makes up about 2/3 of the cost of a gallon of gas, we've seen gas prices go down. According to AAA, nationally, the cost of a regular gallon of gas is $3.10. That's down by about 12 cents from a year ago.
An explosion at a Tennessee military munitions plant near Nashville has left multiple people dead and missing. Sheriff Chris Davis.
We do have several people at this time that's unaccounted for. We are trying to be mindful of families.
Overseas, CBS's Haley Ott reports the Gaza ceasefire is holding and anticipation is building for the release of hostages held by Hamas.
The hostage families are going to join together privately and have a meal to mark Shabbat together. And that's especially poignant because they've been doing this throughout this war. But this Friday might be the last Friday before the rest of the hostages are freed.
Maine's Democratic Governor Janet Mills says she plans to run for Republican Senator Susan Collins' seat next year.
Collins has held that seat since 1997, but Democrats see it as their best chance to get closer to a majority in the Senate. They've been urging Mills to run. In February, she clashed with President Trump at the White House when he singled her out for defying his executive order to ban transgender athletes from women's sports teams.
You better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding. See you in court. Every state, good, I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one.
Mills is serving her second and final term as governor due to term limits. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Wall Street, the Dow is down 580. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com.
Mariners fever all day, but first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. And we'll start in Tacoma, where we've got a backup behind a collision or disabled vehicle just north of the Fife curve. We are a little bit slow in that area, but it's overall, not creating more than a few minutes of an impact. 27 minutes Tacoma to Federal Way, and Federal Way to Seattle is down to 40 minutes at this time of the morning. Linwood to Seattle on I-5 southbound, 25 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, 25 minutes. Bothell to Bellevue on 405 southbound is just 23 minutes. That shows you how much we've improved from the morning commute. It is just so much quieter out there, and hopefully we'll keep it up. The lake bridges are clear. The north end looks like a speed limit drive all the way from Totem Lake to Mill Creek and up into Everett. This report brought to you by Wilcox Family Farm Eggs. Cage-free eggs are good, free-range are better, and mobile pasture-raised eggs are the best. Choose the best for your family. Locally fresh Wilcox Family Farm Eggs.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Jillian Raftery, and we are counting down to Game 5 of the ALDS.
This one is going, and goodbye baseball.
Hoping to hear a lot of that today. The Mariners hype is contagious.
They're going to win. I think they're going to go to the World Series. Love you, Mariners. Go Mariners.
I think we pulled out. Big dumper. Yeah, I think we pull out the win.
I've never seen T-Mobile so full. The excitement is palpable.
First pitch is at 5:08 p.m. right here at Seattle's T-Mobile Park. If the Mariners win against the Detroit Tigers, they advance to the American League Championships against the Blue Jays. If not, baseball is over for Seattle for the year. One Mariners fan is dealing with crime in the midst of this postseason run. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss reports someone stole his collection of Mariners gear.
Mercer Island resident Daniel Carroll is a die-hard Mariners fan. His week started on a high note, the M's winning Game 2 against Detroit on Sunday. But then Monday morning, heartache after Carroll went to his storage unit in his apartment building.
Noticed that the latch here had just been pried off.
He says someone stole about 24 jerseys and shirts, some that were custom-made with heavy sentimental value. He still has a few treasured items not kept in the storage room, including a jersey he'll wear for Game 5.
Seattle police are searching for a suspect after a deadly shooting rocked Capitol Hill Thursday night. The shooting happened near Broadway and East Pike Street, killing one person and injuring another. This person tells KIRO 7 TV.
We took cover behind this brick column right behind you here once we realized that it was actually gunfire and not something else.
It's unclear what led up to the shooting. Nearly 1,000 Starbucks workers in Seattle and Kent are losing their jobs. A state filing says 974 employees will be laid off December 5th. Most of them work in corporate roles, not retail. According to the Seattle Times, it's part of a $1 billion restructuring plan announced last month. Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Just 60 degrees for your high today. Scattered showers throughout the afternoon and rain at times tomorrow with a high of 58. Overnight lows in the high 40s. It is 56 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Yep, it's Fresh Fridays here on the Gee and Ursula Show. October 10th. Appreciate you all listening to the show. If you're new to the show, come on now. Where you been? Thank you for being here. And if you're always coming to the show, thank you for coming back. As always, Nick is here. Good morning to you, Nick. And
we're doing well.
Yes, sir. And, of course, Chef has been cooking up, producing a great show today. Hey, coming up at 10:30. Look, it's Fresh Friday, so you know we got a bunch of news for you at 10:30. And was basically the group called Hailton and All. We'll be telling that at 10:30. But all right now, joining here in the Gee and Ursula Show, let's get to it.
Oh,
come on now. Big game 5. Who else to bring in other than the best from Seattle sports from the Brock and Salk Show? You can hear that show weekdays from 6 to 10 every single day. He joins us now. Mike Salk, good morning.
What's up? If I knew the camera was so close here, I feel like I would have shaved this morning. I didn't realize the camera was like here.
Yeah.
It is on you here in the studio.
No doubt.
All
okay.
right, my bad.
Game 5.
Yeah. Tonight. 5:08.
You and Brock do something that is probably the most important thing that happens in Seattle every single day. Need to know. What do we need to know about this Game 5?
Well, obviously, this game is winner take all. You just heard Jillian talking through that. You win, you get to play on Sunday in Toronto in a best-of-7 series. You lose, and all of everything you've accomplished this year, not that it's all for naught, but it all comes to an end, right? That's the end of the whole thing. So they've had some chances to have won this series. Game 1, they let get away. Game 4, they had a 3-0 lead. And so what happens tonight? You got to go out and beat the final boss, man. You got to go out and beat the best. Eric Skubal is the best pitcher in the league. He's going to win the Cy Young, and he is really good. But Mariners have also beaten him all 3 times they faced him this year, which is weird.
Yeah.
So you got to find a way. You got to dig deep. You got to work counts and get him out of the game, and you need to match him on the other side. George Kirby's going to get the ball. They had a choice. Dan Wilson, the manager, had his choice. Could have gone with George Kirby on an extra day of rest, or he could have gone with Luis Castillo on regular rest, and he opted to go with Kirby. Why? I think they like that he can hit 100, right? Like he can just come out there with absolute dominant stuff. I think you probably get a little more consistency with Castillo, But this is a game you got to go out there and try to match Scooble. So, yeah, I think you go out there and you give him George Kirby for as long as he can give you, and everyone else is ready to go. That's the thing about the winner-take-all game is everyone is ready, all hands on deck.
Now, help us with this scenario. Now, us as Mariner fans, you cover this more, you talk about it more. So here's the thing. Kirby has the ball. He's on the mound first inning, okay, all that stuff. So if things were to happen, in this case, do they go to the regular bullpen or do they, hey, Luis Castillo, listen, because it's not like if you lose, you go home.
Right.
If you win, I know you're playing on Sunday. How do they do that?
Yeah, I think Luis has got to be ready to go. They probably would not bring in a starter in the middle of an inning. So if Kirby gets himself into some trouble in the fourth inning, one out in the fourth, I would be blown away shocked if they went to someone like Castillo to try to get out of that jam. You'd bring in another reliever who's got experience coming in that moment. But do you have Luis warm up today as if he is, getting ready to quote unquote start in the fourth or fifth inning? Yeah, I think you do. Wrote about it at seattlesports.com. You absolutely have to manage this game differently than you would during the regular season. I'll give you one stat to look at.
Okay.
I'm not going to make this complicated, but I'm just going I'll tell you what the stat means. If you look at George Kirby, the first time the other team sees him in a game, when he pitches against 1 through 9, the first 9 batters of the game, he is a dominant starter.
Okay.
One of the best in the league. The numbers show it. When he pitches against that lineup the second time, he's a very good starter. When he pitches against the lineup the third time, he turns into a tomato can. He's awful. The numbers are atrocious.
Why?
Because they've seen him, because he gets tired. I don't know exactly what the reason is.
Yeah.
I just know that that's what the numbers show. And if I'm Dan Wilson, you got to have that ready. That's what happened to them in game 1. Kerry Carpenter is the one name you want to watch on Detroit. He is a left-handed hitter who, when he faces George Kirby, turns into Babe Ruth. And he's really good when he faces righties.
Okay.
When he faces lefties, he becomes one of the worst hitters in baseball, like not a major leaguer. So these are the things in the matchups as you're watching today. Look to see how many times through the order they're willing to let George Kirby pitch and look at how they handle a couple of those key matchups, including the lefty Kerry Carpenter.
Who's got the best talent?
I think the Mariners are significantly more talented. I think they've got a much better lineup. We were going through it today. There's maybe 1 or 2 positions on the field where I feel like I would take Detroit's person instead of the Mariners. The Mariners have a deeper rotation. They have a better pen, especially at the top, but they don't have Tarek Skubal. They don't have the best pitcher in the game, and Detroit does, and he's pitching today, so you got to find a way to beat him.
You're hearing the voice of Mike Salk from Seattle Sports, the Brock and Salk Show here on the Gee and Ursula Show. All right, let's go to the bats. The last time Skubal was on the mound, he got hit, right?
Polanco. I don't know if anybody else hit him, but Polanco did.
That's where I'm going to. So can we talk about that? Because obviously Polanco, they're going to game plan for that. Who can we expect to step up? We're asking for the stars and Cal Raleigh and Julio. Talk about that.
I wish I had an answer for you on this. This is where baseball, I think, becomes impossible to predict.
Yeah.
Could it be Cal? Sure. Could it be Julio? Yes. Could this be the day that Mitch Garver, after 2 lost seasons, makes his final impact with the Mariners and it's a positive home run in the 4th inning?
Yeah.
Sure. Like, I just wish I had any idea how to answer a question like that. Polanco, what I do know is that a guy like Polanco is going to give you a high quality at bat. And because of that, I don't expect him to, have a 2-pitch rollover ground ball. I expect him to try to work hard to get. One of the goals is to get Skubal out of the game. And the way you do it is by making him throw a lot of pitches.
Yes.
So guys like J.P. Crawford, Josh Naylor, Polanco, guys who are really good, even Robles, working counts, trying to not make him throw 2, 3, 4 pitches in the at-bat, but 6, 7, 8 pitches in the at-bat. I think that is incredibly important tonight of all nights.
When your people over there on the sports side, what do you feel is more intense? Playoff baseball or playoff NFL football?
It's a great question. You people, huh? That's what you refer to us as? We're just you people over there on the sports side?
Sports. Because I don't cover sports.
No, not at all. No, you don't know anything about it. Thank you for asking for the first time, G. I would say that the two things have almost nothing in common.
Oh.
Playoff football is all about anger and power and energy and adrenaline rush. We're going to run through the wall and kill them.
Yeah.
Playoff baseball?
Yeah.
Is about anxiety. You know that Doechii song? Anybody know the Doechii song, Anxiety? That should be the theme for playoff baseball. It is twisting your hands and arms into a pretzel, doing everything in your power to just get the tension out of your body as you watch.
That is good.
Night and day, man.
That is good. Hey, well, before you go, you did touch on a little football, right?
Yeah.
You brought that up. I brought that up, or whatever the case might be. The Seahawks, they're traveling to Jacksonville to play against not the same old Jacksonville Jaguars.
They actually look pretty good, huh?
Yeah, they do look good. Your conversation with Mike McDonald on Monday, you talked to him on that show every week.
He was pretty frustrated.
Okay.
He was very mad at his team and just and himself and just the way they played on Sunday, losing that game. And in asking him why, I think you'd like the answer. The answer was essentially because I think we're too good to lose those games. Like, he feels enough confidence in this group that they're worth getting frustrated over.
Yeah.
And I think you could feel and hear a lot of that from him on Monday.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Mike Salk. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for that contract that you gave me years ago.
Yes,
if you guys are listening right now and you
never
didn't
lets
know,
us go.
Mike Salk is the one that gave me my first contract.
My fault.
Yeah, it sat across. We went to a restaurant down here, like
Siam? You go over to Siam?
No, we're somewhere else. But anyway, that contract. Hey, thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
I mean, it was a small contract.
I've been paying for it ever since.
It was the biggest contract I ever had.
I've been paying for it ever since.
There's a few people who would like to have some words.
I know.
Sure.
I'm sorry. You can all address them all to me. It's my fault. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah,
sorry, Ursula. Sorry, everyone.
If you don't like me on the air, Salk's the reason. Hey, thanks, Mike Salk.
See you, buddy.
Appreciate
Have a good
you, man.
weekend.
All right, you too. Always good to have Mike Salk here on the show. That is always big time when he comes on. Hey, I love, Chef, what he had to say. Football, right there, is aggression. Baseball is anxiety. And you know what? He nailed that. Because that's true. Every single pitch tonight. And also, I love the takeaway is I love what he had to say about George Kirby on the mound, that when he goes through the first time, nobody can hit him. So that means I feel good about that. So, hey, Mariners, we need those bats going early, right? So he can get the lead and kind of change up the thing. Let's get Scooble out early.
I got to say, like, every time I start thinking about this, my leg just starts bouncing up and down because it is constant anxiety. But I never thought about another starting pitcher coming in. Because if you do remember 1995 and Randy Johnson coming out of the bullpen, that blew my mind as a kid. Like, to see your ace come out of the pen, like everything on the line. That was a pretty cool moment. That'd be fun to see tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, you know what? Let's go over some news. I know we've been playing around a lot, and we've been going a lot of doing a lot of sports. And of course, coming up at 10:30, we'll have some news. But I want to get to this story right here. Listen to this. 1 year after the murder of her son in Auburn, Lanisha Landry is crowdfunding. She's crowdfunding to pay for DNA testing that could bring her son's killer to justice. Xavier Landry was killed in July of last year while he was hanging out with friends. And so far, investigators don't have a suspect.
And I don't know what words were exchanged. I don't know anything. All I know is that gunfire happened and my son was shot 5 times in the chest and twice in the back.
Now, Landry tells Como 4 News that investigators have requested advanced DNA testing on shell casings found at the scene. However, the Attorney General's office denied the request. Federal grant money allocated for advanced DNA testing is only supposed to be used in unsolved sexual assault cases.
The advanced DNA testing is something that would seal the case to where I feel it can be solved, as the shell casings that were left beside my son's body have DNA on them. I believe they do.
Now, investigators also believe that the case, but since their request was denied, Landry is being forced to ask the community for cash, several $1,000s to pay for the testing on her own.
I don't think no family thinks that they would ever be knocking on this door, honestly. I think they do think it is a given. And so this is to bring awareness that, yes, I'm in pain, but I am turning my pain into purpose and saying, hey, I need help. Where's the village?
I got to tell you a couple things. This is the first time that I've ever heard of something like this. You know, we all watch Dateline or 48 Hours Mystery, and we see all of these cases that get solved, and we see DNA, and then we hear about, oh, there's this new advanced DNA that they were able to use. But the one thing that I don't, maybe you all have always known this, but I never have. So when Chef came to me with this story telling me that somebody is crowdfunding for money to get extended and advanced DNA testing, I thought, why is that a thing? But the fact that the federal grant money allocated for advanced DNA testing is only used in unsolved sexual assault cases and not in something like this. Like, this is a real legitimate concern where I hope that the community, as a matter of fact, during the break, I'm going to look that up. I hope that the community comes through. Could you imagine being in a situation where your loved one's case can't be solved because you don't have the money to get that advanced DNA testing? That would be something very hard.
This is wild to me. And this is going to be a conversation that we'll definitely need to have with some law enforcement leaders, because I've had some conversations with, say, the head of the Washington State Association of Sheriffs and Police Chiefs, and said, hey, if there is one thing you could do to solve crimes, not just prevent crimes, more police on the streets, like, what do we need to do to actually solve crimes? And he told me, this was about a year and a half ago, he said, well, we need more evidence collection specialists. We need to be able to fund more DNA kits. We need more detectives. And this is the type of stuff that I find it absolutely bonkers is not allocated for. Mm-hmm. How is it possible that in 2025, you're telling me you could solve a murder case, but it's going to cost like $2,000 for the DNA test, and we're not doing that for every single murder case? In fact, none of them? Now, I understand, like, there's preliminary DNA tests that are done, and that can clear up a lot of cases. But, like, the simple fact is, if your car gets stolen, nobody's dusting that thing for prints, which means if some guy does eventually get caught for stealing a car, they get caught for one, not for the 20 that they've actually stolen. Someone breaks into your house, same thing, right? We had rape kits in this state that were decades old that had not been tested. The fact that we are not processing evidence and there's no funding for that, and I never hear law enforcement saying, hey, this is what we need to solve all the crimes on the book, that needs to change.
That definitely needs to change. And by the way, you all are texting in right now, and most of you didn't hear of it either. Like, I was shocked to hear this. So, hey, how about this? During the break, Stephanie from Port Ludlow says, where can I donate for her son's DNA funding? Will you think it'd be possible for you to find that, Chef? Yeah, we'll find that, and we'll talk about it. Like, that blew me away. And like Chef said, like, murder? Advanced DNA? There's no funding for advanced DNA for murder? That definitely needs to change. I get it. Somebody, broke in your car, stole things out of your car. Okay, all right, I get that. But for murder, they definitely got to change that. And we will come back here after the break, and we will have a way for you to donate to that as well. Hey, coming up at 10:47, it will be time for scenarios. But up next, we got some news for you, and it's Hail to the Gnaw next. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
I can't wait till I get a little older.
The John Curley Show.
I get a little bit more hair in my ears.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
And I can be the really crotchety old guy that can say to people in restaurants,
why don't you get your kid off the phone?
You could do that now. No, I'm not there yet. getting close to being eccentric. As my mom used to say, I don't make enough money to be eccentric. I'm just middle-class crazy right now.
Watch the John Curley Show live on YouTube, weekdays 3 to 7, and download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Do you know someone whose everyday actions make Washington stronger? Someone whose care, service, and connection lift us all. They're Washington's community champions, and WSECU wants to celebrate them this fall. Steve Rabel here. WSECU has been serving Washington since 1957, and they're the only credit union named Forbes' Best Credit Union 5 years running. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your Washington Community Champion today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
Save 30% on select perennials now at Sky Nursery.
I'm Jen, the greenhouse manager at Sky Nursery. For gardeners in the Pacific Northwest, fall is like a second spring. It's a great time to plant. You have so many options that will look gorgeous now and set you up beautifully for next year's springtime garden. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store, no matter the time of year.
Save 30% on select perennials while supplies last. More savings and details at skynursery.com.
Hey everyone, Hartley Wilcox here. And I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms. Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years.
That's right. Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives.
We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day.
And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us. Clean food, and a family that's been doing it right for generations.
So next time you're at the grocery store,
skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them.
Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted. Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Safeway, Albertsons, or Town & Country Markets. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
There is one real estate agent who's been helping KIRO listeners longer than anyone else, and that's Wes Jones with sellwithwes.com. Wes, you've helped KIRO listeners in good markets and more difficult ones. What do you think has been the secret to your success?
Experience has taught us that to outperform the market, we needed to do things differently from the status quo, that we needed to do more. Our exclusive system covers innovative marketing locally and internationally, leading to more eyeballs on your home, better listing prep for better showings, negotiation strategies that eliminate pesky buyer contingencies, and generate stronger offers. Through our exclusive client programs, our sellers enjoy an extraordinary marketing experience utilizing techniques a traditional agent cannot offer.
So if you want to sell your home faster at a higher price and with fewer contingencies, if you want more, visit sellwithwes.com, sellwithwes.com, a better way to sell your home.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things will change after October 20th, and some things won't. If you ride without a Good to Go account, you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. Having Good to Go means it'll cost less than pay by mail. Not a change. Carpoolers will need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. A Good to Go pass saves you $2 on every toll. No change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
You've been wiring pounds to a second wife in London.
It's not what it looks like.
And here she is now.
Sure it isn't.
Hello, darling.
Elizabeth?
Did you know our husband used a bank instead of Wise to send you money?
What an imbecile. Well,
See, even your secret wife knows that banks are slow and hide fees in overseas transfers.
those cheaters.
If you want to send money overseas, use Wise. They're faster and they don't hide fees.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
You can count on trusted local news and information from the Seattle Times, one of the few independent, locally owned news organizations in the country, right here in the Pacific Northwest. Subscribe today and don't miss a beat at seattletimes.com/subscribe.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. The long-awaited ceasefire is here, and the first part of the agreement between Israel and Hamas will be releasing the remaining Israeli hostages.
President Trump has given guarantees that Israel will not go back to war. And I don't think that Israel, Prime Minister Netanyahu, are in a position to cross that. On the other hand, you know, the deal does call for the disarmament of Hamas, which Hamas hasn't even agreed to. So there are obstacles ahead.
That's CBS's Robert Berger in Jerusalem. If the government shutdown continues, U.S. military personnel will miss their first paychecks next Wednesday, and that's looking increasingly likely. Lawmakers from both parties, as well as President Trump, have expressed support for a bill to pay troops despite the shutdown. Washington Democratic Congressman Adam Smith is the ranking member of the House Armed Services Committee.
I support it, too. Mike Johnson has apparently said today that he doesn't support it. So I think that's something that will really make it look like that what the Republicans want to do is they want to inflict as much pain on federal workers and the American people as they possibly can.
House Speaker Mike Johnson says a continuing resolution will solve it all.
Senate Democrats have voted repeatedly to keep the government closed. In the Senate, they have now voted 7 times to block paychecks for 2 million federal civilian workers and 1.3 million active duty military men and women.
And now senators have left Washington, D.C. until Tuesday. We are hours away from the biggest game of the Mariners postseason, but be careful if you're trying to get some last-minute tickets. KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas has information you should hear.
The game's sold out, so resale your only option right now, and that's a feeding ground for scammers. So some tips to make sure your tickets are legit. Stay away from any purchase that seems too good to be true. Avoid transferring money through accounts like Venmo or Zelle to a stranger before you get your tickets, and keep in mind, using your credit card actually gives you an additional layer of protection.
KIRO News Radio traffic, we are looking pretty good. One issue to tell you about, I-5 northbound just north of South 320th. There's a disabled vehicle blocking the left lane. It's been hanging around there for a while now, and there is a little bit of a backup behind it through the Fife curve, but it's really not costing you too many minutes. Tacoma to Federal Way right now is 26 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle on I-5 northbound, 37 minutes. Linwood to Seattle in the southbound direction, 26 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, 25 minutes. And Bothell to Bellevue 405 southbound, that is 22 minutes. This traffic report brought to you by Washington 811. If you are digging in your yard, the law requires you to call 811 to avoid dangerous and costly damages to utility lines. Call 811 or submit online at digsafewa.com. Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Warming up to just 60 degrees with scattered showers throughout the afternoon and rain. More likely tomorrow with a high of 58 degrees. It is 56 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Oh, like Julio Rodriguez is going to be today. I'm rounding third here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Come on now. We got scenarios happening. And, Chef, when I say I'm rounding third, that means I'm going to go ahead and pull over and let you drive for this segment right here. We do a little bit of hail to the no. What you got there, Chef?
All right. Let's get started here. All right. My question for you, have you ever been scammed? And if you are answering no to that question, well, let me ask. Have you ever bought something on Amazon Prime Day or Prime Week or Prime Month or whatever it is these days? The Washington Post tech columnist tracked every item he bought on Amazon over the last 6 months and compared prices during Prime Day and found that the big savings were basically non-existent. On average, Jeff Fowler says he would have saved just 0.6%. 0.6. In some cases, items actually cost more during the sale. For example, one deal listed a 39% discount on an electric toothbrush that had the exact same price weeks earlier. Another bargain TV stand jumped 38% up during the sale. Amazon insists it offers, quote, genuine savings, but consumers advocates say it's all part of a common trick. You inflate the prices before the sale, and then you discount them to make them look bigger, G.
I think we all know. You know what I mean? Like, I think we get that. My wife's really smart. Like 10 times smarter than me. And that's her deal. Like, in the retail store, they know that about her. She is going to buy something as long as she sees that there's discount. Once she sees discount, she's buying it, right? And maybe you have a significant other that's the same way. And they always like to brag. Oh, look, I got this on a deal. Look at, okay. So I think you know that. And I think you just feel better. I know even for myself, I feel better when I see minus in red, too. It makes it feel real good. Minus 55%. Boom. I want it. I got it. Let me get that. But it's interesting because Amazon is tricky. They are so the algorithm, the dynamic pricing, they know how to do it. Here's something to look out for. Chef, thank you for this, and I totally believe it. However, for anybody of you all that wake up in the middle of the night, any of you all doom scroll and you wake up and you do some Amazon shopping and you're awake, it's 1, 2 in the morning and you can't go back to sleep, Amazon knows that. Amazon prices on that Friday night, Saturday night, they know that you're up and they be getting you.
Oh, like drunk pricing?
Man, those prices be up there during that time. But there's been news that you've gotten us with that's shocked. Mm-hmm. I don't think that we are shocked to find out that when you're doing Amazon Prime, that it balances out to where we're not getting the deal that we think.
It's shady? That's crazy. Well, let me throw another one at you. So if you shop at an outlet store, you know how it's like 60% off, 70% off. Virtually everything within outlet stores are made specifically for outlet stores. There never was an original price. It's like mattress stores where everything is on sale all of the time. That means that is just the regular price. And for some of us, I'm not going to name any names in my household, getting a deal just simply is not getting a deal. Let's move on. The latest prank to play on your partner if you are a lady. It is called the shirtless plumber prank. So it uses AI. So imagine a little back and forth. You're at work, G, you get a text from your lady, says, hey, babe, want to let you know I found a plumber on Facebook Marketplace to fix that drip with the sink. You know, the guy writes back, what are you talking about? I was going to fix that this weekend. Mm-hmm. Well, it's only $60 and, it seemed like a good deal, but he sure talks a lot and he's asking a lot of questions. You're thinking in your mind as a guy, okay, what is the deal with this plumber? Yeah, he's asking me how tall you are and what you do for work. And at this point, she'll send over a photo. Fully clothed guy working over the sink. The conversation progresses. The guy gets more frustrated, of course, like what is going on with the plumber. Bam, you get a shirtless pic of the guy underneath the sink. Well, why is his shirt off? Oh, he said it was hot in here. The conversation continues to progress, of course. You see shirtless plumber on the couch. You see shirtless plumber suddenly working on the shower. You see shirtless plumber in your bed. And, of course, the inevitable explosion.
Who was that? Why are you
What do you mean
laughing?
the plumber? It was the plumber. He was.
Why was he in your bed and in the couch?
He was so nice, Dan.
That doesn't matter. Why was he shirtless? That's like not funny.
Okay, is this harmless fun, G, or is that foul?
I think it's foul. Like, that's not funny at all. Could you imagine if your significant other sends you one of these photos and these pranks of someone being in your house that way, or if you are able to look on your cameras inside of your home and you somehow see some digitally concocted person that's in your house? Like, this video stuff is getting way too far. Now, I know I sound like an old person, and that's fair, because this whole technology, I think that there's a such thing as going too far. If there's one thing that I like and dislike about our job and being on the radio, is there's the FCC that, no, seriously, like, being serious, like, you can get in trouble, you can be fined, you say swear words, if Nick's not fast enough to dump it, our company can be fined.
Yep.
When you have regulations, which there should be regulations on the air and on the radio, no doubt about it, they need to regulate some of this video. Like, it's getting out of hand, and that could get dangerous for something like that. And these are real pranks. And by the way, I don't even think we covered other pranks that we were supposed to talk about this week, because there's some other pranks where they're having pranks where
AI
homeless person going into schools. Like, yeah, this is a hell to the gnaw, but this isn't funny. And by the way, it would traumatize someone to the point that it would be so traumatizing that even after you find out it's a joke, you might still break up with that person.
Yeah, probably. I don't think most of the ladies who do this would think about the inverse situation. Hey, honey, just want to let you know I hired a cleaner because I know you've been so busy. Here's a picture of a topless lady in our house cleaning the bathroom. Okay, breaking news from the sports world. NCAA Division I, their administrative committee has adopted a proposal that will allow student athletes and athletic staff to place bets, not on their own teams, not on their own sport, but for professional sports. So if you're, UW quarterback, you can go and bet on the Seahawks if you want, or the Mariners game tonight. What do you think about that, G?
I think that whoever is proposing this and whoever is thinking about something like this has absolutely no clue about sports, especially the connection and how close the connection is between college D1 athletes and the pros. For you to be able to allow a D1, let's just call it a D1 football player, right? D1 football player, he's now allowed to bet on an NFL game. To allow that, you do know that NFL player at once played D1 with that college player. So they know more. I mean, they know a lot. Here you are, whether it's fantasy football, you're betting, like, who's going to be hurt, who's playing. No, they know everything what's going on. That's number one. Number two, I've been saying this for years. I'll say it again. This gambling culture that exists is so dangerous. Want to talk about a pen? Like, this is awful. I don't like the gambling. I don't like sports gambling. Let's talk about something that is that's regulated and is getting out of the hand. This is an example of people need to be protected from themselves, and this can get ugly. But you want to know why they're doing this? They're doing this because they know that these D1 athletes have access to NIL, and they are missing out on that money. So what they're doing is, Vegas is doing is, they're like, hey, we want some of that money. And you got an 18, 19-year-old kid that just got a $500,000 NIL contract, and now that NIL kid is allowed to bet. It's sick, man.
Oh, couldn't it be a moneymaker, though, too? Because, right, like, if someone at UW played with someone who's currently in the NFL, they could be like, hey, man, what's the over-under on your boy getting more than 10 carries this game? I got the ACL thing. Yeah. Make a little money. No problem.
Scenarios next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO News Radio. 97.3 FM. Powered by MyNorthwest.com.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
If you use the SR 167 Express toll lanes after October 20th without a good-to-go account, you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A good-to-go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month.
Hey, everybody, before we get to the guests, I want to talk.
No judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
I just learned 10% of our electricity in Washington comes from nuclear energy.
I've heard it's reliable and has a small footprint, but what about the waste?
It's not what you might think. No overflowing dumpsters or leaking barrels. Used fuel is safely stored in solid form after powering homes, schools, and businesses for years. All nuclear power plants in the U.S. store their used fuel responsibly to protect the environment.
Where can I learn more?
You can learn about nuclear energy and used fuel at energy-northwest.com. Energy Northwest, powering our clean energy future.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're honored to share that the Harnish Auto family has partnered with Mobile Memo Northwest to donate on your behalf. For every test drive at any of our 6 dealerships, including Subaru, Volkswagen, and Chevy Buick GMC of Puyallup, or Kia and Chevy of Everett. No purchase necessary, just hop in and take a spin. Together, we can make a huge difference in the fight against breast cancer. Harnish Auto Family, where people matter.
Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it?
groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
It is Gee Ursula Show. Good morning to all of you. Coming up at 11 o'clock. Oh, do we have to have a discussion? When someone or a family member calls you, do they have to have a password so you know it's them? Well, we might want to tell you why that might be a thing in the future. But right now, scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
My boyfriend is now my fiance, and I'm happy, but he seems depressed about it. So I asked him what the problem was and why he's so down lately. He said he didn't think I was happy about being engaged because I didn't seem excited or surprised when he proposed. Well, I am happy, but I was not surprised. And the reason is because I track his location and he doesn't know it. Oh man. I knew exactly when he was at the jewelry store and figured out why. But I can't tell him that I know that, right? Because then he'll know I'm tracking him. How can I admit that? 888-973-5476. Chef, I almost didn't even finish reading that scenario. What do you got? You're up the bat first.
Did you ever, as a kid, sneak into your mom's closet, or the shed, or wherever they hid the Christmas presents, and take a little peek before Christmas? You're all excited. I found the presents. I found them. Let me see what I got. And then you look inside and you're like, okay, cool. I got Legos.
Right.
Christmas comes around and you're like, yay, I got Legos. Because there's no surprise at all to it.
Yeah.
I mean, getting engaged should not come as a surprise. I don't think. Nobody should be shocked that a proposal happens. Maybe when it happens or where it happens or how it happens. But you shouldn't be surprised. That being said, why are you tracking him? If you're going to marry the man, you don't need to know where he is. You should probably trust him, right? Because the only reason you'd be tracking him is if you're worried, is if you're paranoid, if you believe you cannot trust this person. I don't think you... God, do you tell him? You need to go to counseling is what you need to do.
Yeah, that's a bigger problem. To track somebody and they don't know it.
Turned on a share location.
That is a huge violation. And yeah, that is some kind of therapy and or counseling. Need that. That's a control factor. And I'm telling you right now, if somebody, this isn't a sweeping statement, this is just me. If somebody did that to me, tracked me without my knowing, we got problems. No, huge problem. That's, to me, that's almost, no, it's not almost, it is. That's the equivalent of stealing from me.
It's stalking, for sure.
It's yeah. To not know, to not let your significant other know that, hey, I have a tracking device. I'm able to track where you are, and they don't know it. You knew about your engagement because you tracked them and you saw that they were at a jewelry store. I gotta say that this might be one of the most disappointing scenarios. And I don't mean to say this to you that you didn't wrote it, but this was one of the most disappointing scenarios that I've read in a long time here on this show. Matter of fact, it might be top 5 for sure. Stalking. That is is on par with stealing from you. All right, Nick, make me feel better about this topic.
Well, it's no wonder why you're not surprised about the engagement or the jewelry that's upcoming. You're making yourself into a wet blanket by tracking all his moves and destinations. And the truth is, the real surprise is going to be coming from you when you admit to him that you've been seeing him on your phone when you get Jared or Kay Jewelers, wherever he's going, investing in your stalking ways. Treat this as a blessing in disguise, my dude. Take anything you brought over at the jeweler because she's a little too crazy for that wedding, I think.
Yep. Flip the genders on this one. I'm about to get married, and I found out that my boyfriend, now fiance, has been secretly tracking me. What kind of reaction would that get? People be like, that's an abuser.
That's exactly what would happen. That's the and I'll say, before we leave off this topic, if you do have even access to tracking your significant other, and you do it constantly, and you're always watching, seeing where they are, then there's bigger problems than that. Like, seriously, if you're on there, because a lot of times people says, oh, I just want to make sure they're safe. Okay, cool. I believe that's possible. If you got kids and you want to make sure your significant other's safe, I do believe that is possible. But if it's more than that, and only if it's more than that, that's a problem. That's a problem if you need to check on and say, well, they've broken my trust before.
Then get out.
Exactly. Because if somebody wants to go do something without their phone, or they want to be deceiving and have deception with the phone, well, then they place the phone somewhere. It's just, okay, let me get back right. You almost made me come back in the ballpark after rounding third right there, Chef. Hey, coming up coming up at 11 o'clock hour. Why maybe it might be time to come up with a passcode when you're having conversations with your loved ones. We'll talk about that next. Gee and Ursula.
As things escalate in Portland,
It looks like a war zone.
Seattle's Morning News speaks with Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown.
We've been preparing for this sort of thing from the beginning.
Live in studio.
How does your office game plan if the president were to say today, Seattle, you're next?
It's not lawful to do it in the way that the presidents do it. That is why multiple judges across the country have found it unlawful, including judges appointed by the president himself.
See the full conversation on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube page. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools to help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Your local volunteer fire department routinely answers the call, whether it be a fire, traffic accident, or a cat stuck in a tree. But because of declines in memberships, departments have become understaffed. Your local volunteer fire department desperately needs you. Can you direct traffic, install a smoke alarm, help at a fundraiser? No matter what skills you have, you can make a difference. You don't have to fight fire to be a volunteer. Will you answer the call? For more information on how you can help, visit the Volunteer Firefighter Alliance at supportvfa.org.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Save 30% on select perennials now at Sky Nursery.
I'm Jen, the greenhouse manager at Sky Nursery. For gardeners in the Pacific Northwest, fall is like a second spring. It's a great time to plant. You have so many options that will look gorgeous now and set you up beautifully for next year's springtime garden. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store, no matter the time of year.
Save 30% on select perennials while supplies last. More savings and details at skynursery.com.
Cancers impact so many, but there's hope because the UW Cancer Vaccine Institute is developing ways to treat and prevent the deadliest cancers. Learn more at uwcvi.org about patients who received treatment 20 years ago that are healthy today. You can help by donating to fight at your local Safeway.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz in Washington. Stocks have moved deep in the red after President Trump's threat to impose sharply higher tariffs on China. CBS's Jason Brooks says Trump's upset at restrictions China's placed on exports of rare earths.
Trump says he sees no reason to meet with China's President Xi Jinping during a planned trip to Asia in 2 weeks, sparking concerns in the market that trade tensions are once again flaring up. China supplies 70% of the globe's rare earth metals, which are critical for U.S. tech and defense companies.
The NASDAQ index is down about 2.5% at this hour. Mass firings of federal employees are underway.
The rifts have begun. That's the message posted on social media by Russ Vought, head of the White House Office of Management and Budget. The rifts, or reductions in force, come amid the government shutdown, as the Senate has been unable to pass a short-term federal funding bill. These firings are described by the Budget Office as substantial. The move by the Trump administration is meant to pressure Senate Democrats to drop their demand to extend expiring subsidies that help millions of Americans buy health insurance under the Affordable Care Act. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Multiple people are dead or missing after an explosion at a munitions plant about 60 miles southwest of Nashville. Here's Humphreys County Sheriff Chris Davis.
We had a very devastating blast at Accurate Arms, encompassed one whole building that was on the facilities. We do have several people at this time that's unaccounted for.
In Gaza today with a ceasefire in effect. Tens of thousands of people are walking north to see what is left of their homes. Some of them have already discovered the homes have been reduced to rubble. In Israel, there is joy at the prospect of the remaining hostages being released early next week. CBS's Robert Berger is in Jerusalem.
It's a huge collective sigh of relief for the entire country. I mean, the hostage issue has just overshadowed life here since the war began 2 years ago.
Other peace news.
I'm Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk in London. The Nobel Peace Prize awarded to Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado. The committee praising Machado for uniting the opposition around shared democratic values.
At a time when democracy is under threat, it is more important than ever to defend this common ground.
Machado expressing her thanks from hiding somewhere in her native land.
President Trump called Machado to congratulate her and to say she deserves the award. The Dow is down more than 1% at this hour. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How to cope with baseball-induced stress. We'll have that in just a moment. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. We're going to start in Tacoma because we got one problem, but it's a big one. On I-5 northbound at 72nd, we have 3 left lanes blocked by a collision. We are stacked up to 512. It is really thick there. We're hoping to get that out of the way soon, but it is also backing up the merge from 512, so avoid that area if you can. A little bit north of there, we had a collision at South 320th. There was a disabled vehicle blocking the left lane, and that had some traffic backing up through the Fife curve. It looks like it's diminished, but there is still some slowing in that area all the way to Highway 18. Seattle cores looking pretty good. I-5 north and south, your typical slowing, just getting in and out of downtown. We are still seeing some residual slowing on 405 northbound from 167 through the S curves, but pretty good. All things told, the lake bridges are clear. 405 is clear through Bellevue up into Bothell, and I-5 is clear once you get out of downtown all the way up to Everett. This report brought to you by Kia of Everett. During the month of October, for every new Kia we sell, Kia of Everett will donate to local breast cancer research and support programs. Let's do this. Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Jillian Raftery.
Obliteration in Detroit.
Winner takes all. The Mariners and the Tigers are set for a showdown under the lights at T-Mobile Park, a Game 5 that could rewrite Seattle baseball history. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports from inside T-Mobile Park.
I'm standing on the warning track right in front of the Mariners dugout. The lights are on here at T-Mobile Park before the game, and the field looks magnificent. What a Game 5 it's going to be if you're nervous, like a lot of people are. Here's some advice from a renowned sports psychologist, Dr. Daniel Wan.
Don't get so caught up in the outcome that you forget to enjoy the game. Each pitch is going to be fun, if you will let it be fun.
Dr. Wan says the players are feeling those nerves too. George Kirby is on the mound for the Mariners tonight. Inside T-Mobile Park, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A shooting sprayed bullets across Broadway and Pike in Seattle's Capitol Hill area last night, killing one man and injuring another. This witness spoke to KIRO 7 TV.
We just saw 2 young gentlemen get in a Dodge Charger and drive off, and then there was a guy sitting in front of Chipotle, and he got carted off. Wasn't looking too good.
It's unclear what led up to that shooting. Everett's no sit, no lie law is back on the table. The city council is set to vote October 22nd whether to renew it. The law makes it illegal to sit or lie down on public property in parts of downtown. It also bans out handing food and supplies out in those areas unless you have a permit. Drivers through Pacific could have some relief sooner than later on State Route 167. KIRO News Radio's Nate Connors has the update.
An overheight truck struck the bridge at 3rd Avenue on September 23rd. Since then, northbound 167 has been down to a single lane through Pacific. This weekend, WashDOT plans to reopen another lane and set some girders. They're going to need a full closure to do this. So Saturday night at 10 through 6 a.m. Sunday, all northbound lanes will close and drivers will be detoured to the West Valley Highway. This work is weather dependent. Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. It's going to be a chilly 60 degrees with shower chances throughout the afternoon. Rain possible tomorrow with a high of 58. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Fresh Fridays to all of you. October 10th. Thank you for joining the show. If you're new to the show, thank you for showing up. And if you're always here, appreciate you for coming back. Nick is here. Chef is here. We got a lot to discuss in the 11 o'clock hour. Let's get to it right now.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
Many of you all listen to this show every day, every week, and you all know on Fridays I always talk about how I'm on third base. I'm back at the plate now, and I'm entering the ballpark again. Now, full transparency, there are some times that there are topics where they're heavy, right? Like to start the show today, the news came out about Qatar and what's going on in Idaho. Don't worry, I'm going to bring that up. And I'll be honest,
It was one of those, you know how sometimes you're at work on Friday and you're like, hey, we'll leave that for everybody else and we'll just get through the weekend. And that was the plan. That was seriously the plan. But then this news came in, and then all it did was it just fired me up. So ride with me for a sec. We're now in day 10 of the shutdown. And today, the administration just confirmed that federal worker layoffs have begun. They call it the reduction in force. White House Budget Director Russell Vought announced this morning that reductions in force have begun and tens of thousands of workers could be let go. At this point, it's unclear how deep these cuts will go. The layoffs are part of a broader plan to shrink the federal workforce that was outlined in Project 2025. That was the plan of DOGE. These are people, I'm just full stop. These are people, they're Republicans, they're Democrats, they're conservatives, they're liberals, whatever side of the coin you want to talk about. These are people here in the United States, and it is important to keep this going. It is important for the people to keep the process of our benefits, that inspect our food, that run our public health programs, that continue to keep our agencies going. And now some of them are being told that they're out. They're being told they're out because of the pressure of politics, the power plays, and all the games that's being baked. And everything that is happening right now is all manufactured. This did not have to be. Yes, the legal challenges will happen. They're being brought, and of course, some unions are saying that these layoffs are illegal during a shutdown. But again, people are in power are using people as negotiation tactics. They're using people to weaponize, to score political points to Congress. You're supposed to govern, not terrorize. We should not be going through this. And by the way, yes, I'm not a federal worker, but I know that we have people and loved ones that are. These layoffs should not be here. On a Friday, should not be discussing this. We should not be in day 10 of a government shutdown. And it's one of those things where the people that are arguing and fighting about this, the president continues to get paid, Congress continues to get paid, and meanwhile, we have a bunch of people now in this country that are facing layoffs. And I wish that we weren't doing that. And oh, by the way, the news about Qatar, I can't believe that we are sitting here talking about this, because earlier today, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, I'm not calling him what they want to call him, they announced that Qatar will build an Air Force facility at Mountain Home Air Force Base in Idaho.
Can I expound on that real quick? So I'm going to give you the audio. He was sitting alongside the Qatari foreign minister. He thanked Qatar for their critical role in securing a peace deal. This is Pete Hegseth here.
And I'm also proud that today we're signing a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho. The location will be host a contingent of Qatari F-15s and pilots to enhance our combined training, increase lethality, interoperability. It's just another example of our partnership. And I hope you know, Your Excellency, that you can count on us.
I look, lately, and again, this topic right here, I know Cletus in Federal Way, he had texted us, and I'm telling you, we were not going to talk about this because we were going to extend it like, hey, okay, it's Friday. We're going to talk. Okay, you caught me. But I have to. Never, and especially if we're talking about Democrats and Republicans, I got to tell you this. Never would I have thought, in Idaho, that Republican would be on board with this, willing to embed another nation's jets here on U.S. soil? What we are talking about, this is just new territory. And it remind me of another time that it has happened this way. And it really feels dirty, like money is being exchanged in hands that, we don't even know about or even want to talk about. So these stories that we're talking about federal workers that they're going to be laid off and everything. It's awful. It is awful that people are being used as political pawns. It is awful that there has always been a goal from Project 2025 was to shrink the federal workforce that has been talked about. And I really would be disappointed if there's anybody that applauds something like this. There is no win. There's definitely no win for our country. Considering what is happening already with the economy for the working class, and to add this is why I almost didn't want to talk about this topic.
Just to add a little bit more intrigue to this, I'll remind everyone that Qatar was the nation that gave Donald Trump an airplane. Also last week, Donald Trump signed an executive order to give a public commitment to Qatari national security, stating that, quote, the U.S. shall regard any armed attack on the territory, sovereignty, or critical infrastructure of the state of Qatar as a threat to the peace and security of the United States. That is the exact same language that's used in Article 5 with our NATO allies. That an attack on their soil is an attack on our soil, and we will respond with whatever measures necessary, including militarily, to support them. What interests do we have with Qatar aside from bribery? An authoritarian regime?
Before I'm going to move on from this topic, and before I go, there's a lot of people that will, maybe not a lot, there are people that will justify federal workers being laid off. And you'll say things like, well, there's already too much bloat in in the federal government. There's too much spending. They need to cut that. And I just want to remind everyone, just put your politics to the side. Let's just put the politics to the side. No fighting there. These are people. These are families. And I would hope that if your loved one was getting laid off, if your loved one or you yourself weren't getting a paycheck, I would hope that no one says to you, well, you know what, there was always too much bloat anyways. So
if you're going to bring up the bloat thing, I just have to counter the argument that what's happening has anything to do with government waste. And I want to bring up soybeans. I know it's not something that we usually talk about. Okay, so the U.S. signs tariffs against China, right? So what's happening is China will not buy U.S. soybeans. They will not buy them. Donald Trump then says, you know what, we'll go ahead and bail out the soybean farmers in the United States. So where is China buying their soybeans from? They're buying them from Argentina. Argentina, that we just gave $20 billion to. $20 billion to prop up their currency. And if you think this is convoluted or strange or whatever, how about you just hear from a U.S. soybean farmer right now?
Well, like we talked earlier, we went from 12 billion to zero. And then, as a farmer, we get up one morning and you give Argentina, which is our second biggest competition in the world. They're the largest exporters of soybean meal in the world. So I get up one morning, I turn the news on, and you give $20 billion of taxpayer money to my competition.
Efficiency.
That's this sound, and again, without the politics pushed to the side, I see some of the text messages, and some believe that, federal workers have cushy jobs, and I wish I could have one of those jobs and to eliminate the bloat. If you want to be selfish about this and understand this, that the people that we rely on that to process benefits for our loved ones, to process benefits, those on fixed income, to inspect the food, to run our public health programs, to continue to keep these agencies going. That's what our, and by the way, I'm going to call them incredible federal workers do in our country. Will your family need a safe word? As AI tools right now are advancing with video, audio, and images good enough to be mistaken for real life, scammers are adopting a new tech right now. We started hearing about convincing phone scams about a year ago with voice cloning technology being used by scammers to get someone's family member to give them money. Well, it's going to get a lot worse. How will we know if what we're seeing or hearing is even real? OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has a solution.
I think people are quickly understanding that this is now a thing that bad actors are using, and people are understanding that you got to verify in different ways. I suspect that in addition to things like family members having code words they use in crisis situations, we'll see things like when a president of a country has to issue an urgent message, they cryptographically sign it or otherwise somehow guarantee its authenticity.
Now, if you all have a cell phone, and I know I'm not the only one that has a cell phone, have you noticed the uptick in calls that you're getting? Have you noticed the uptick in scam calls and emails that you're getting? Mm-hmm. A lot of them are stress tests. A lot of them, you might get on the phone with them and you might, my cousin always gets on the phone and he talks to him and he runs it around and he talks to him on the phone and he takes him through it. And then at the very end, he has him on the phone for like 15 minutes. Aha, sucker, you thought you was going to get me, and he hangs up on him. Then there's new technology out here, and some of this new technology has voice cloning technology. So when that son and or daughter or that loved one calls you up and says, hey, I'm stranded out here, I need to pay this tow truck or I need to pay this auto repair place, can you go ahead and send over, pay on a credit card $600? Can you do that for me real quick? And you hear your significant other, you know their voice, right? You know their voice really well. And so you take your credit card and you go and you do that. Yeah, it is getting that sophisticated. So maybe, I don't know, maybe there is time to come up with a catchphrase, something to be said so your loved one knows who it is. I know that I don't have that, and I know starting today, I'm going to get that word. We need that word. Technology is advancing faster every single day. Technology is so crazy, and you know how it goes. The stuff that we know about is one thing. The stuff that we don't know, that's the stuff that is here. That's the stuff that gets tried out on you. And one thing about when you get scammed, one thing about us when we get scammed, we don't tell anybody because we're embarrassed. Most people that get scammed don't talk about it, don't tell about it. And we need to do that so we can warn and help out the next person. So with a lot of this stuff happening right now, please be on top. And the scam game right now, it's higher than ever because right now, look at the economy, and the best way to go and go after honest people is this right here.
Do you think we need a safe word for our show? So like when we get on the air, people know it's like actually us, not AI us. Like what would be a good show safe word? So we come into a segment, hey, welcome to the Gee and Ursula Show. Long live Mark. Something like that.
AI is so good right now that if we said it right now, AI knows, and boom, we go from there. I think the best way to do a safe word with your family, your significant other, might be in person, might be in the privacy of your own home. I would not text that word. I would not type out that word. This is a word that you might want to do. And so, as a matter of fact, I had someone text in already that says that they gave their kids one already, and their kids are now adults. And so it's just there for safety. Well, it's Fresh Fridays here on the Gee and Ursula Show, and I didn't realize that 11 o'clock that we would be having that news right there. But just the news that we're talking about is rough. And whenever you're talking about federal workers being laid off, in the process of that starting, I'm always going to talk about that. And my heart is always going to go out to those people. Oh, people. Coming up next, Agree to Disagree. Gee and Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
55-yard interception return by Easley.
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 45, Kenny Easley. As pure an athlete as has ever played, saw him the very first day at training camp after his first-round draft choice. All of us veterans looked at each other and said, we've got something here, and we sure did.
The Seahawks are in Jacksonville, facing the up-and-coming Jaguars on Sunday. Kickoff at 10 a.m., pregame at 7.
Right here on KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
Hey, this is Jake Skorheim. You know what's stressful? A leaky roof, because you typically don't find out it's leaking until water makes its way through the insulation. The drywall in your ceiling starts swelling up, sags, and drips. Then you're freaked out, wondering if there's mold in your house. I get it. That's why I get Valentine Roofing. Valentine has a leak stop guarantee. They'll stop the leak in your old roof for free until your brand new Valentine roof can be safely installed. Because Valentine doesn't just replace roofs, they protect homes. And they start protecting yours the moment you call. No stress, no mess, no more buckets in your living room. The wet weather is coming, so if you need to take advantage of that free roof inspection, I encourage you to call and get the Valentine experience. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, extra mile service, and every new roof backed by a lifetime warranty. And now with zero down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. Stop the leaks before they start. Call 206 Roofing and get your free estimate today. That's 206 Roofing.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. This message is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. As a credit union dedicated to serving all veterans, active duty, and their families, we know that during the holiday season, every little bit counts. That's why for a limited time, you could earn a $250 cash bonus when you spend $2,500 on the Cash Rewards and Cash Rewards Plus cards in the first 90 days. Give joy, get joy. Join now at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union, our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Cashback terms and conditions apply. Visit NavyFederal.org/cash rewards for details. Offer ends 1/1/26.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Let's go! You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You can count on trusted local news and information from the Seattle Times, one of the few independent, locally owned news organizations in the country, right here in the Pacific Northwest. Subscribe today and don't miss a beat at seattletime.com/subscribe.
Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp, owner of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Dr. Sharp, I was amazed at how comfortable and at ease I was at my procedure in your office.
We have done a lot of these procedures. We'd like to help everyone we can, and it's something that when we're with the patient, we are just focused on that patient and getting them through it comfortably, meeting their needs and communicating effectively with them.
And you've done multiple tens of thousands of these procedures.
Yeah, I personally have done over 100,000 LASIK, EVO, PRK procedures, and my partners also have done thousands of the refractive lens exchange cataract procedures. This procedure's been honed and refined, so we're always trying to push the field further to get better and better results and happier patients.
Call Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens today at 425-451-2020. Schedule a consultation or go to sharpvision.com. That's sharp with an E-vision.com.
If you use the SR-167 Express toll lanes after October 20th without a Good-to-Go account, you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good-to-Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
I'll be honest, retirement is not that far away from me. And while I've done a lot of things to prepare, I've never really stopped to ask, am I doing everything right? Hi, this is Ursula Reutin. When I eventually retire, I want to travel the world. I want to spend more time with my family, hopefully grandkids. I want to leave something behind for the next generation, and that is where Trajan Wealth comes in. They're fiduciary advisors, family-owned and veteran-led. They're going to sit down with me, review what I have, and help me make smart, tactical investments for growth that still fit my comfort level and my timeline. When you work with the advisors at Trajan Wealth, you can be confident they're looking out for your best interests. To find out how they can help you, call Trajan Wealth today at 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300, or go to TrajanWealth.com. That's Trajan, spelled Trajan. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor, paid advertisement. Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. We're learning now the person who died in a shooting on Seattle's Capitol Hill last night was just 15. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The shooting happened near Broadway and East Pike just after 8 o'clock. Police say the intersection and nearby restaurants and businesses were crowded with people when someone opened fire. SPD Detective Eric Munoz.
Patrol officers found a young man suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. They transported that young man to the Harborview Medical Center, where unfortunately that individual is pronounced deceased.
The bystander was shot in the leg and is in serious but stable condition. Police say they have no motive and no suspect. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Day 10 of the government shutdown, and the White House has followed through on its threats of mass firings of federal workers. Here's CBS's Linda Kenyon with that story.
The rifts have begun. That's the message posted on social media by Russ Vought, head of the White House Office of Management and Budget. The rifts, or reductions in force, come amid the government shutdown, as the Senate has been unable to pass a short-term federal funding bill. These firings are described by the Budget Office as substantial. The move by the Trump administration is meant to pressure Senate Democrats to drop their demand to extend expiring subsidies that help millions of Americans buy health insurance under the Affordable Care Act. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
President Donald Trump says he'll travel to the Middle East next week. It's part of a victory lap for his role in brokering a ceasefire and hostage exchange deal between Israel and Hamas. Tonight is the night the Mariners face the Tigers in a winner-takes-all Game 5 in the American League Divisional Series.
Looking out over the infield here at T-Mobile Park, the grounds crews are putting the final touches on. First pitch is 5:08, and for Mariners fans, it can't get here soon enough.
I think we pulled out. It's all on the line, so that's kind of what you want.
I think it's their time.
Love you, Mariners. Go Mariners.
Resale tickets for the game are still available. Parking up to $95 in the private lots nearest the stadium. Inside T-Mobile Park, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Quick check of the markets on Wall Street. The markets are down across the board, including the Dow down 1.21%. Let's check KIRO News Radio traffic. Nate Connors, what do we have?
It's actually pretty busy out there, Jillian. Global Credit Union has our update. Let's start you in South Tacoma. We cleared that earlier collision, North 5 at South 72nd, but it's been moved over to the right shoulder, and right now they're fully blocking that exit ramp. Olympia to Tacoma, though, is clearing out. We're down to 35 minutes. In Federal Way, North 5 is slow from the Fife curve up to State Route 18. Tacoma to Federal Way, you've got about an 8-minute delay. Over in Pacific, of course, northbound 167, we've got this 2-mile thick back up through the lane reductions. Saturday night at 10, WashDOT shuts down this section of highway through 6 a.m. Sunday, and then when it reopens, you'll have a second lane back open through Pacific. In Auburn, looks like road work has created a brief backup westbound 18 near Pacific Raceways, heading towards Auburn Black Diamond Road. And as you make your way through Seattle, North 5 is crowded from the West Seattle Bridge to 520. South 5 crowded from Northgate across the Ship Canal Bridge. Linwood to Seattle's at 20 minutes. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. It's going to stay cloudy with scattered showers increasing later in the day, high of 60 degrees. Tomorrow, more chances for rain, high of 58. A little bit more sun on Sunday, but still scattered showers and a high of 56. It is 56 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is Gee Ursula Show. Good morning to all of you. Happy Fresh Fridays right here. All right, Chef. Agree to disagree. Brought to you by Garden Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
WNBA star Angel Reese announced a new one-of-a-kind sponsorship. It's never happened before. She will be a Victoria's Secret model walking the catwalk or the runway in their New York fashion show. It's the first time that a professional athlete will be on a runway in the show. And gee, she's pretty excited about it. Other people raising eyebrows. Is this empowering or is this embarrassing in your opinion?
I think it's awesome. I think it's empowering. I love what Angel Reese has done. She got to the league and she got to the WNBA. She won a national championship early on. And she's been having this, she came into the pros and she had the battle with Caitlin Clark and those two battling in college. And then now she gets to the pros. And what she's doing is she's taking advantage of the spotlight. So many times people go to college or they go to the pros and they make it to the pros and they get there and they try to just depend on what you do athletically. The beauty is when guys and or gals, they get to those leagues, that's probably the only time where you can go and sit at any table. I remember Sidney Rice, wide receiver for the Seahawks, Super Bowl champion Sidney Rice. And when and he didn't know it was going to be towards the end of his career, but in the off season, he was always taking meetings, going on meetings with CEOs and different businesses and top Fortune 500 companies. And when you're an athlete and you're currently a pro, you have the opportunity, Chef, to go and meet and sit down with anybody. Like people that, like normal folks who don't get, they could never get that meeting. Right. You're a pro, you get to go and sit down with those meetings. And what happens is when these young men and women are pros, a lot of them have this, I'm too good for you. I'm a pro athlete. I don't need to rub elbows with you. Mm-hmm. And then there are very select few that take that opportunity and be like, yo, I'm going to maximize my opportunity by being able to sit down and open these doors. You want to know who was one of the best at it? Nate Burleson. Oh, my goodness, was Nate good at this. So for Angel Reese, absolutely love that she's doing this.
I don't know if it's embarrassing. I do question whether she would have taken this particular deal if the WNBA had been funded like the NBA for so long and they had different contract numbers. Because, right, like WNBA players don't get paid a lot. And they're getting endorsements now. Caitlin Clark has endorsements. Angel Reese has other endorsements. That's awesome. But I wonder if sometimes they're not forced, but choose to take these because they know they have to maximize revenue, and it's an opportunity they think they can't pass on.
Guess what they used to have to do? They used to have to go play in Russia.
Yeah.
Right? So for them to have this opportunity, it is It's beautiful. I love that women are finally getting love. And hopefully the WNBA figures this out and starts to pay them more money. But even when they get paid more money, I still like that they can do this as well.
One of the reasons I bring this up is because there's this thing that's been bothering me with Caitlin Clark's commercials. She stars in these State Farm commercials that are all over TV. And in one of the spots, it starts out with her. She's got like a peanut butter jar in the kitchen, and she can't quite open the jar. And it's such an odd look for me that a powerful female athlete, one of the best athletes in the world, and the trope that they're putting her into on national TV is a lady who's not strong enough to open a jar. I'd bet $1 million she could open any of those jars. I'd bet she has stronger hands than I do. And so, I don't know. I just bring it up because I'm just kind of questioning what they're getting.
Great point. But before we move on, just quick question. When it's time to open up a pickle jar or something like that, or mayonnaise jar, who opens it first, you or Gabby? If both of you guys are standing there and you need to open it, who opens it between you two? I'm just asking.
I don't know if it's ever come up. I'll open them for my mom.
There's never been a situation where Gabby's handed you the pickle jar.
Maybe once or twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just asking. Okay.
My wife is also not like a 6'1" professional athlete in her prime.
Sure.
All right, let's move on. Should you recline your seat on an airplane? We've had that discussion before, but there's a new twist. Gee, should you have to pay to recline your seat on an airplane? So budget carrier WestJet out of Canada says its new modern cabin experience will give passengers the choice between fixed seats in economy or paying more for reclining privileges. So they claim the move helps, quote, preserve personal space, but of course it really means they're squeezing in an extra row of seats per plane. Premium customers get the recline headrest and cushioned seats. Everyone else got to sit up straight. What do you think?
Love it. That's where we are now, and that's where it's coming to be. You pay for that services, and businesses need to stay in business, right? So hey, you want this seat, you got to pay for it. You want this seat, you want to pay for it. It's no different than on regular airplanes. You want to sit in the middle, back by the laboratory. Okay, this is going to be your price. You want to sit up here closer? They call it business class, right? Oh, it's going to be this price. You want to sit in the exit row, right? Right now, you can't even, when you go on Alaska, you can't even. Back in the day, you used to be able to sit in the exit row if you got there first. Now you need to pay extra to be able to sit. That's considered almost some of the premium. You get closer, and then of course there's first class. Hey man, that's just where we are today. That is happening. And oh, by the way, I just want to say something real quick on the opening of the pickle jar, mayonnaise jar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. when Lillian hands it to me, there's something. When I'm by myself, it's one thing. Like, there's been times like, oh my goodness, this is hard. I'll go get a wrench. Just got to bang on it. But when she hands it to me and it's in front of her face, I feel this. And I know I'm not the only one.
You got to hulk up.
Oh, I got to hulk up because I got to do it. Maybe that I need to stop that. But if my wife hands me a jar for me to open, I got to open. And when I open it, I don't make a face. And I got to make it look like it was easy.
It's smooth.
Oh,
yeah.
It's,
On the inside, you're just...
Yeah, just like, and I just hand it to her, oh, that's no problem.
Yeah, I know. You got to show off the man strength, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? It just happens. Cal in Bellingham says, that's BS, G. You want fresh air, clean water? You got to pay extra. That's BS. It ain't where we're supposed to be. What? This 2025. We live in a capitalistic society. What aren't we being paid charged for? I mean, remember how much you go pay for some coffee? Some of you guys, your coffee orders are $8, $9. Huh? You blaming me? I'm not the reason why people are getting charged so much. They're charging for everything. How about being in a kiosk and buying a water bottle somewhere for $4.99? What? But anyways, text messages, feedback, and then we'll have Words to Live By. Gee Ursula.
as things escalate in Portland.
It looks like a war zone.
Seattle's Morning News speaks with Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown.
We've been preparing for this sort of thing from the beginning.
Live in studio.
How does your office game plan if the president were to say today, Seattle, you're next?
It's not lawful to do it in the way that the presidents do it. That is why multiple judges across the country have found it unlawful, including judges appointed by the president himself.
See the full conversation on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube page.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Cancer? It touches us all. And as tough as it is, there's real hope. Right here at UW Medicine, the Cancer Vaccine Institute is developing vaccines to treat and even prevent some of the deadliest cancers. Real people are seeing remarkable results, longer remissions, better quality of life. And get this, patients who received cancer vaccines more than 20 years ago are still alive today. That's powerful. But this life-saving work depends on us. Donations fuel the research, the clinical trials, and the next breakthrough. Safeway is stepping up on your next grocery run. It's simple to give at the register. Join me. Stop by any Safeway, make a donation, and help ignite the immune system to end cancer. Every dollar counts, and every action brings hope to family like yours and mine. Together, we can change the story. Learn more at uwcbi.org. That's uwcbi.org.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks Monday Night Football game on October 20. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, October 7th through October 13th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This October, the Harnish Auto family is partnering up with Mobile Mammo Northwest in the fight against breast cancer. Mobile Mammo Northwest provides accessible mammograms to women across the Puget Sound, bringing early detection and care to those who need it most. For every test drive taken at a Harnish Auto family dealership, we will donate on your behalf. Join us in supporting Mobile Mammo Northwest at the Harnish Auto family, where people matter.
Wellness. How do you practice it easily every day? At Olympic Hot Tub, we have more ways to achieve total wellness at home than ever before. Immerse yourself and let jets melt stress away in a saltwater hot spring spa. Swim in the privacy of your own backyard in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to cozy warmth and detox in an amazing Tilo sauna. Then awaken your mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Better you, better life.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Hey, Brock Heward here. Taking the First Mark Insurance Challenge could save your family a lot of money. It saved us thousands. First Mark works for you. Search in the carriers for lower rates and better coverage. If that sounds smart, go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
It's Gee and Ursula. Happy Fresh Fridays. And I'll be honest, 11 o'clock hour, if you've been listening to 9 to 10, you notice that my energy's up, and you all know me by now. You know how my energy goes. And you also know, if you've been listening for a while, you know when, oh man, G ain't feeling it. And I want to close off the show by saying this, and I'll tell you why. And even Chef in the break said, oh, I can tell you went down. I did because these people, the federal workers that the layoffs are going to start beginning during day 10 of this shutdown, these aren't just government titles or faceless jobs. These are people. These are mothers and fathers that keep Social Security checks moving. These are some pilots and mechanics who keep our skies safe. These are inspectors who protect our food on the tables. And it just feels like Congress right now still pointing fingers, right? They get paid, and they're just locked in just this gridlock that's happening. And there's families out there that will worry about how they're going to pay rent, buy groceries. And I don't know what that feeling is like right now. I know what it's like before. I've had that feeling before, and it's not good. You don't sleep well, right? Your kid says something to you, and you kind of like, you maybe scream back at them, and then you realize, looking back, you take those things out on your kids. You take those things out on your loved ones. This ain't just bad politics. This is bad faith right here. We talk about service. We talk about the people and protecting the people that do for us. We can't ask for people to give their lives on a daily basis and just not come through for them. We can't treat them as if they're just disposable, as when times get tough. It just feels cruel. And if you listen to Fresh Fridays every day, I usually come with it, but I apologize. I just got exhausted in the 11 o'clock hour. I'm pretty upset about what's going on, and I'm not just saying this. When you talk about people that have to worry about that, it just feels like you just strip the dignity of the workers that do so much for our country, that put their country on their backs every single day. Feels like it's just a breaking of trust right now, and I'm just telling you right now, the American people, we can't afford this. And even if it does not affect you, even if it does not impact you or your family, the fact that you have people in your community out here that are neighbors, that are going through this, that should hurt all of us. And it's really not a time to just sit back and say things like, I voted for this, or I wanted bloat gone in this. Because when I hear someone say, oh, well, we got to get rid of the bloat and we got to get rid of the people that's sitting on these comfy jobs, you wouldn't say that to someone's face. You wouldn't go to a funeral, and if someone has passed away from cancer, you wouldn't go to them, well, I guess you should have stopped smoking. You wouldn't do that. I just hope that maybe when we come back on Monday over the weekend, man, that this gets stopped. And I'm just afraid. I'm just gonna go ahead and hope. Call me naive. I'm gonna just go ahead and hope. But I just wonder when we are going to collectively stop and put these politics to the side and care for people. All right, Chef. Time to bail me out. Let's get to the words to live by.
Gee, I feel your mood. And, I feel the same way a lot of days. It's hard not to feel pummeled. So let me give you a couple quotes from people who've been through it. Maya Angelou says, "I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refused to be reduced by it." Also, Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances and to choose one's own way."
Yeah. That's a good one, Chef. Definitely needed that. All right, Brother Nick, what's up, bro?
Well, Chapter 5, a time to be alive with all the marbles on the table while we take the deeper dive and being near our waves of Puget Sound with loyal fans. There's a feeling tides will wash away Detroit and break the dam. So let's go Mariners, and as for that Tiger fan on the show, we'll be sure to fill the seats and have the thrill they would never know. $36 a ticket over there? You couldn't pay those fans to pack the house. So we'll bring it tonight.
Nick, you feeling good about today?
I feel good, yeah. It's going to be a great night for Seattle sports history.
I'm going home to take a nap.
You don't take naps, right?
Exactly. I don't take naps. I'm going home to take a nap. And
there you go.
For those that tune in to Fresh Fridays, especially the 11 o'clock hour on a Friday, y'all already know I'm on third base. I'm going crazy. Hey, boy, I'll bring it next week, y'all. I'll bring it next week. Hey, thanks, Chef. Appreciate you, man. Hey, Nick, appreciate you as well. Hey, the Jake and Spike Show, they're coming in next. Make sure you stick around. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 45, Kenny Easley, as pure an athlete as has ever played, saw him the very first day of training camp after his first-round draft choice. All of us veterans looked at each other and said, we've got something here, and we sure did.
The Seahawks are in Jacksonville, facing the up-and-coming Jaguars on Sunday. Kickoff at 10 a.m., pregame at 7.
Right here on KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
Drive with purpose this October at Kia of Everett, where every car you buy helps fuel the fight against breast cancer. For every new Kia we sell, we're donating to local breast cancer research and support programs. Join us in making a difference and get unbeatable deals on the full Kia lineup. From the all-electric EV6 to the family-ready Telluride, visit us at Kia of Everett and KiaofEverett.com.
The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
For the news you trust.
Breaking news we are getting.
Experience matters.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo.
James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Good morning. I'm Heather Bosch.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
We're on YouTube, our app, and 97.3 FM.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nia Hurd-Garris with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. As parents, we want our children to grow up healthy and strong. That means helping teens take responsibility for their health as they become young adults. One way to do that is to make sure they have one-on-one time with their pediatrician. That helps them become comfortable talking about any health issue with their doctors and with you. So make sure to give your teen a voice. It's good for their health. For more on teen health, visit healthychildren.org.
We are
Subaru of Puyallup.
We're stress-free.
Stress-free. Estamos libre de estrés.
We're almost 100 employees strong. We make sure the sales process is smooth.
We have video car walkthroughs.
We have stress-free pricing.
We value our customers and we value their experience.
We're like a family here. We love our community.
And support local charities. We are
Subaru
of Puyallup, your
stress-free
dealership.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. Northwest News. KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks Monday Night Football game on October 20. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, October 7th through October 13th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News.